Penn State with two outstanding running backs. Booker Moore is the fullback. He's a senior, moved from tailback from a year ago. The tailback is number 25, the sophomore, Curt Warner. And the defense is led by number 94, linebacker Chet Parlavecchio. For the Buckeyes of Ohio State, Art Schlichter, the quarterback. Scrambling for one of the 7 touchdowns that he scored during the season. He's the number 3 rusher for Ohio State. Against Syracuse, he scrambles again. And now watch his great arm running to his left. He finds his tight end, Brad Dwelly. Schlichter to the speeding wide receiver, number 47, Doug Donnelly, who has receptions in 22 straight games. We have 2 great teams. They meet today in the Fiesta Bowl. Oh no, it's the 1980 Fiesta Bowl, featuring the Nittany Lions of Penn State versus the Ohio State Buckeyes. Brought to you by the Miller Brewing Company, brewers of Miller High Life. If you've got the time, we've got the beer. By Toyota, who invites you to test drive all the new 1981 Toyota Corollas and get the feeling at your local Toyota dealer. By General Electric Television, GE, we bring good things to life. And by Exxon. We're Exxon, working on energy for you. Phoenix, Arizona, the Fiesta Bowl. A sellout crowd, 66,000 gathered here today, and we have a great one of the finest bowl matchups in history. It is Ohio State against Penn State. And it's Fiesta Bowl time in Phoenix with the mariachis. This is Dink, the mascot of the Fiesta Bowl. Alto, gentlemen, alto. Hi, everybody. I'm Charlie Jones, along with Lynn Dawson. I don't know if Dink, I think, is a former sportscaster, Lynn.
No. He's in a 4-point stance. That's a defensive lineman. I've looked at those people many, many times over the years.
We have a great one today, as I mentioned, between Ohio State and Penn State. Now, in the past, when you would think of Ohio State and Penn State, you would think Dink would be there 3 yards in a cloud of dust, but that's not the situation this year.
No, sir. We've got 2 very fine quarterbacks going to be performing this afternoon. The old man, I guess you would call him, is number 10, Art Schlichter. He's a junior quarterback for Ohio State. He has started every game for the Buckeyes. He has been under pressure since the first start against Penn State a couple of years ago. He has been mentioned in the balloting for the Heisman Award for the last 3 years, and he'll be mentioned very predominantly next year. The young kid on the block, he is number 14, freshman quarterback Todd Blackledge, and he has got a gun for an arm. He's 6'4" tall, but I think looking at it, the pressure is on this young quarterback from Penn State because, as I said, Schlichter has been there before. This young man hasn't. He didn't win the starting assignment until the 5th ball game of the season, and this is his first really big ball game. As a matter of fact, he said during the course of the week when they were practicing out here that he felt he would probably learn something from the old man, 20-year-old Art Schlichter. But this young man has a great deal of confidence in his ability, and I think looking at it, it'd be very important for Todd to get off to a good start early to relieve some of the pressure that he's been under all week long.
And if he wants to learn something, I know what he wants to learn. He wants to learn how to beat him. All right, the football will be in the air. So today, NBC has a unique concept. We're going to concentrate on the receivers. And in that category, joining us on the telecast, former All-America receiver at UCLA, outstanding career in the National Football League, here's Mike Hafner.
Thank you, Charlie. I'll be watching both wide receivers, the big stars for Ohio State and for Penn State this afternoon. For Ohio State, number 47, Doug Donnelly, and for Penn State, Kenny Jackson, number 82. And we'll give you a unique look, an inside look at how these young men get open on their pass patterns and if they are a big factor today. Talking to both antagonists this afternoon, the head coaches of the 2 respective teams. First, Joe Paterno of Penn State. Joe, this bowl game is really a thank you to the players for a great season.
Oh, it sure is. It's a great place to come. The Fiesta Bowl is just a super place to bring a football team. The people are great, the weather's great, the facilities are great, and I just hope we can give the fans the kind of football game they deserve.
Speaking about the kind of football game, this is really more than a Fiesta Bowl. This is a intra-state rivalry, really and truly. And you know all these kids that play for Ohio State. How are you going to approach this football game?
Well, we do know a lot about them. We try to recruit a lot of them. We are next to each other. We have an intense rivalry. We're going at this football game as if it's the biggest football game we've played all year. We think Ohio State's a great football team, certainly in class with Pitt and Nebraska, the two teams which beat us. We're not going to hold back anything. We're going at it with everything we have and see what happens.
For all of you in the cold part of the country, I know that you're enjoying the scene of this weather down here in Arizona. It's 80 degrees and gorgeous, and that might have been the reason that Joe Paterno of Penn State said he'll throw the ball 20 to 25 times this afternoon. That's not typical of the Penn State Nittany Lions. But the head coach for Ohio State, Earle Bruce, has really made a dramatic change in college football. Ohio State used to be 3 yards in a cloud of dust, and now they throw the football with authority. And Earle, it must be exciting to have a quarterback like Art Schlichter to run your pass offense.
Well, we've got a great quarterback in Art Schlichter. He's been able to throw the ball very effectively for Ohio State. And the nice thing about it, we've got a fine core of receivers. And I think that helps to have a Doug Donnelly and a Gary Williams that can catch the football. And plus the protection. If the protection is good, it's always nice to throw the football.
A bowl game is kind of a reward for your players for work well done during a regular season. How are you approaching this Fiesta Bowl game?
Well, I think that's basically how we feel about it. It should be fun, and they should enjoy going to bowl games because we hope that Ohio State continues to go to bowl games, and it would be difficult to get a team to go to bowl games if they didn't have some fun. We've had less meetings than I think we've ever had in a bowl game, and I think we've been treated very, very fine in Arizona.
How about the weather here compared to Columbus, Ohio right now?
Well, from what I understand, it's about 6 inches of snow back in Columbus. I don't know whether that's true or not, but that's what I've been hearing. And it's been beautiful here, about 80 degrees every day since we've been here. And the practices have been good, and we've enjoyed it.
Coach Earle Bruce, good luck this afternoon.
Well, thank you very much.
It's serious down here. This is a football game. It's the state of Ohio against the state of Pennsylvania. But we want to create the festive attitude. So let's go back to Charlie and Lenny.
Thank you, Mike. Comienza, gentlemen. We've been enjoying the hospitality of the Fiesta Bowl this week, but Lynn, now it's time to get to work, not only for us, but for Ohio State and Penn State. So let's go up to the press box, and we'll be back in just a moment with the kickoff of the Fiesta Bowl. State has won the toss. They will be receiving, and Penn State will be kicking off. And these two teams are not strangers to bowl games. For Penn State, they are appearing in their 19th bowl game, and they've been everywhere, including the Rose Bowl back in 1923, the Cotton, Orange, Sugar, Liberty, Gator. Second visit to the Fiesta Bowl. For the Buckeyes of Ohio State, this is their 15th bowl game as you look at their bowl records. Ohio State, of course, 11 times in the Rose Bowl. They've also appeared in the Orange, the Sugar, the Gator, and now their first appearance in the Fiesta Bowl. On a gorgeous afternoon on the day after Christmas. The Buckeyes bowl record. And for the Nittany Lions of Penn State, Brian Franco will be kicking off. The deep backs on the return are number 46, Tim Spencer, the starting fullback, and Kelvin Lindsay, number 20. And Fiesta Bowl 10 is ready to start. A sellout crowd of 66,000. Through the end zone, will bring it out to the 20-yard line. Offensively for the Ohio State in the backfield, two great running backs, Tim Spencer and Cal Murray. The quarterback is Art Schlichter.
Number 10, there's the man, Art Schlichter. He makes that Ohio State offense go.
Your receivers, Williams, Donnelly, Dwelly.
Donnelly is the leading receiver. He's caught 5 touchdown passes so far in the year for Ohio State. He's the man that Schlichter likes to go to. Play pass.
Schlichter opens up in the air. It is incomplete. Going to number 44, Gary Williams, his wide receiver. And there is Doug Donnelly, the flanker.
He has caught 38 passes for Ohio State. 5 touchdown passes as the flanker. And we're going to be taking a close look at this young man all afternoon.
Here's an offensive line of Smith, Burroughs, DeLeon, Lukens, and Henson.
Jim DeLeon only weighs about 210 pounds. He gives up a lot of weight, but he makes up for it with a lot of quickness at the offensive center position.
He, by the way, is a nephew of Tom, who's the starting center for the Cleveland Browns. Screen left side. Pass is complete. Cal Murray. A gain of 6 on the play, so it'll be 3rd down and 4 as Greg Jones makes the tackle. Now let's check out the defense of Penn State. D'Amico, Case, Jones, Kugler, and Gladys.
Number 89, Gene Gladys. He leads the sacking for Penn State. He has 6 quarterback sacks. He's the second leading tackler on Penn State's football team.
So Ohio State now faces a 3rd down and 4 from the I formation. Schlichter to throw, goes deep. It is maybe intercepted. No, it is incomplete. Number 86, Matt Bradley, who plays the hero, a combination of a strong linebacker and a strong safety, couldn't pull it in. Donnelly, the intended receiver. 4th down and 4, and that means that the Buckeyes will be kicking. Tom Orris will be punting. Jonathan Williams, number 44, is back. With number 11, Kevin Bow. Fair catch is signaled for. Of course, it comes off when the ball hits the turf. It will be down at the 36-yard line. So Penn State will move on offense for the first time. A kick of 40 yards. John Hutchins, who is in to snap on the punt, was the man downing it. Here is the offensive set with Booker Moore and Curt Warner, the running backs, and Blackledge, the freshman quarterback.
Well, number 14 is a man that's going to carry a lot of the load and a lot of the pressure, Todd Blackledge. He's the freshman quarterback.
First opportunity on offense for the Nittany Lions. Their own 36-yard line. Curt Warner gets the block. Breaks the clean. He can go all the way. Needs a block. Has a screen block. Cuts it back. 64 yards in the first play from scrimmage for Curt Warner.
That's going to take a lot of the pressure off that young quarterback. Great hole here by the offensive line. They've got 2 All-Americans in that offensive line for Penn State. Look at the big hole there. Now it's a foot race to the end zone. Curt Warner is going to win it. Number 82 is Jackson. Out front, great speed. It provides that one block that gets him into the end zone. Didn't knock the defensive man down, but just shielded him away from the running back, enabling Warner to get in for the score. And did Penn State hit in a hurry?
It took only 11 seconds. The extra point is up, and it is good. Let's take another look at the sophomore tailback, Curt Warner.
He's going to his left side out of the I formation. Good block by his fullback, Booker Moore, number 48. A tackle is missed, and as I said, now it's a foot race. Number 82 is Kenny Jackson. He's coming into the picture right now, gets in front of the defensive back, enabling Warner to go into the end zone for a touchdown.
It is Penn State 7 and Ohio State nothing. 30 yards for Penn State, the longest run from scrimmage in a bowl game. And they are right. The weather is here, and it is fine.
Charlie, I think they were showing their appreciation for being out of the cold out at Penn State, because he really flew. Once he broke by that line of scrimmage, it was a foot race, and he displayed that he does have some great speed.
Brian Franco will be kicking off to either number 46, Tim Spencer, number 20, Kelvin Lindsay. Taken 2 yards deep by Lindsay. Lindsay diving to the 17-yard line. So he took it 2 yards deep. He has 19 on the return. Now let's look at the linebackers of Penn State. Chet Parlavecchio and Ed Pritz.
Parlavecchio is the leading tackler on this Penn State team. You're going to see a lot of him this afternoon. Number 94.
So Ohio State trailing 7-0. The tailback for the Buckeyes has the first down. He goes to the 42-yard line. Pickup of 26 before Grover Edwards. That defensive cornerback brings him down. First down.
Well, we can see right now that there's some outstanding runners on this football field. Calvin Murray taking off now, and a block is trying to be made downfield, but 45 Grover Edwards does really a good job of avoiding the blocker and comes up with the tackle. Because if he hadn't made the stop, it could have been a much longer gain or maybe even a touchdown.
Ohio State at their own 42-yard line. Schlichter, the quarterback. More than 6,000 yards in total offense. Goes to the far side. Gary Williams. And Williams is out of bounds, stopping the clock. In the neighborhood of the Penn State 45-yard line. He'll pick up about 11 on the play, maybe a little bit more. Give him 13 and a first down.
Well, that shows the great ability of that Schlichter moving to his left and throwing that ball.
Here are the defensive backs for the Nittany Lions. Edwards, Langford, the speedster, Bradley, and Pete Harris.
That's Franco Harris's brother, and he is the second leading interceptor in the history for Penn State. The last time these two teams met, he intercepted 2 of Schlichter's passes.
Schlichter on target to Gary Williams. This time to the right side, 34-yard line. That'll be close to the first down, just a little over 10 yards. Let's see where they mark it as Paul Langford makes the tackle. Langford, number 12, from Farmingdale, New York. I mentioned a moment ago the speedster. He was 4th in the NCAA 400-meter hurdles. Did not play last year. He wanted to make the Olympic team. First down and 10. Of course, with the boycott, you know the results of that. He's back playing football. So the Buckeyes on the move.
And it looks like he's checking off the line of scrimmage.
Cal Murray. Murray to the 20. Murray to the 19-yard line. And a first down.
We've got 2 fine defensive teams on the field, but offensively, you're seeing some explosive running. 43, Murray, a big hole up the middle, straight ahead. That's the shortest distance to the goal line. Another big pickup for Ohio State. Take a look at a ground level shot of what the ball players are looking at as the blocking takes place. Good blocking up front by the offensive line of Ohio State.
19-yard line, first down. 4th first down in the drive for the Buckeyes, but this time Schlichter is dropped to the 23. They'll lose 4. It'll be 2nd and 14 as Frank Case was there, the starting defensive left tackle, replacing Wisniewski, who has a knee injury.
Also, number 89, Gene Gladys, was involved in that play. Schlichter wanted to use the option, but there was no option for Schlichter. The only option he had was to hit the turf because it was a good defensive play by Penn State.
Jim Gale replacing Murray at tailback. Schlichter in zone, has a touchdown to Doug Donnelly. 23 yards, an 83-yard drive in 6 plays.
You're talking about Schlichter and his ability to throw that football. That was an excellent throw. Here's number 47, the fastest man on this football team, Doug Donnelly, cutting in front of the defensive man, and that ball is right on target at the right time. 5 touchdown receptions on the year. Mark that number 6 for Doug Donnelly.
Possibly the fastest receiver in the history of Ohio State football. Here's the extra point attempt.
Nope.
It is no good. It is no good. So the score remains Penn State 7 and Ohio State 6. We'll be back in a moment with the kickoff. Receivers, here's Mike Hafner. Mike?
Thank you, Charlie. And looking at this touchdown pass to Doug Donnelly, 47. The first read he has is the defensive back. What kind of depth is he getting? Then the important read is the linebacker. Can I clear the linebacker so Art Schlichter can hit me for the touchdown? And look at how he clears 86, the linebacker, wide open. A perfect throw by Schlichter, and Ohio State's on the board.
Anakiewski missing his first extra point attempt in 47 tries. So it is 7-6. Penn State leading by 1. Avetha kicking off. Warner is the deep back in the middle. And he takes it at the goal line. To the 10, 15. Sheds the tackler, 20. 23-yard line. 23 yards on the return. He has been averaging 35 yards a kickoff return. Roland Tatum making the tackle. So Penn State goes to work at their own 23, first down. They lead by 1, 7-6. Explosive opening of the ball game now with 11:53 left to go first quarter.
We don't know what type of offense they have yet, Charlie. It only took one play, and 64 yards later, they're in the end zone.
Blackledge taking a lot of time, giving to Curt Warner, the tailback. Has 3 yards to the 26. It'll be second down and 7.
Number 48, Vince Skilling, and number 65, Phoebe Ferguson.
Marcus Merrick, the linebacker and leading tackler, made the stop. The receivers for the Nittany Lions, Wise, Jackson, and the tight end, Brad Scoville.
We're going to take a close look at number 82, Kenny Jackson, this afternoon. He is another one of those speedsters.
Tailback Warner falls forward to the 30, has 4 on the play. So it'll be third down and 3 as Glenn Cobb, the other linebacker, makes the stop.
And that was an excellent stop by number 35, Glenn Cobb, because he shed a blocker, would not be blocked, and made an open field tackle. The offensive line of the Nittany Lions, 2 All-Americans in that lineup. The center, Bob Jaggers, is a co-captain, and he's got an important role of handling that middle guard of Ohio State this afternoon.
Third down and 3, play action.
Got a lot of room to run if he wants to.
He's got the first down. He goes out to the 39-yard line. Todd Blackledge scrambling for 9 yards on the play.
We're getting an opportunity to see that Blackledge can also scramble with the football. We know a lot about Schlichter. Now we're finding out about this freshman quarterback from North Canton, Ohio. He's got a lot of room over there. He could just take off right now. He avoids the tackle there by Cobb, number 35. Comes up and picks up a big first down.
The score, Penn State 7, Ohio State 6. Just over 10 minutes to go. We're in the first quarter. Second back through is Warner. Warner to the 47-yard line. He picks up 8. It'll be second down and 2 as the middle guard, Jerome Foster, makes the tackle.
That left side of that offensive line of Penn State is devastating. They've got out Bill Dugan, 77, is an All-American. Taking a look now at the defensive line of Ohio State and the linebacking core. Ray Ellis, number 27, was voted the most valuable player on this Ohio State squad by his teammates.
And he has 5 interceptions. Second down and a pair. First back is the fullback Booker Moore. Moore, the senior from Flint, Michigan. Tailback a year ago, moved to fullback this year. He moves forward to the 48-yard line of Ohio State. Has the first down. Cobb and Washington on the tackle.
The offensive line of Penn State is really something. No penetration by Ohio State. That's why he was able to go up in the line and cut way out to the left. John Wadowitz, number 64, a guard. 77, Bill Dugan. Now Foster's the nose guard for Ohio State, and he was buried on that play.
Booker Moore will lose a yard as Todd Bell, the rover back, was there to stop him. It'll be second down and 11. Bell from Middletown, Ohio, 6'1", 201 pounds. He's a senior, and 2 times he has been first team All Big Ten.
And he made a good open field tackle that time, Charlie. I wouldn't be surprised to see Penn State go back to their left side because they've had the success they've had so far to their left, running to their left side.
2nd and 11. Now they go to a pro set with Jackson in motion. Passing formation, rolling behind the runners and keeping. Blackledge dives, first down. 6'4", 218-pound freshman, and his hometown is North Canton, Ohio.
Which is about 18 miles from where I used to reside. Ground level, rolling out. He has the option to run or throw. There's a big hole here. He sees it, he puts that ball under his arm, and he avoids the tackle of 86 Ben Lee. Right there, picks up about 4 or 5 more additional yards. But we're finding out now, we don't know about his arm. They kept saying what a tremendous arm he has, but he's showing us a great ability to run with the football so far.
He picked up 14 and a first down. 35-yard line of Ohio State. Mix up, and then the option pitch to Warner, and Warner is decked at the line of scrimmage at 35. Glenn Cobb, the linebacker at 6'3", 207 pounds, was there to level it. 2nd and 10.
The option by the quarterback, and there is no option because he is forced right here by 15 Alvin Washington, and it's a good open field tackle by 35 Glenn Cobb from Washington Courthouse, Ohio, and he's just a sophomore, Charlie. 2 more years at Ohio State.
2nd down and 10, so we could well see Blackledge go to the air. High formation.
They've got that defense spread out.
Slot right side with Jackson in the slot. Rolling right. Both backs blocked, knocked away. Good defensive play by Keith Ferguson, one of the co-captains, defensive left tackle number 65.
It's a good thing he knocked that ball away because Penn State had a man wide open on a hook or a curl pattern downfield. And he fired this ball, but up in the air, number 65, Keith Ferguson, comes up and knocks it away. Ferguson's moving inside. He was an outside, a 2-point position. Now he's into the left tackle position, which is a change for him for this ball game.
3rd down and 10, 35-yard line. Warner in motion. Blackledge to throw. He fires it. It is incomplete. Going to his tight end, Brad Scoble. Todd Bell had the coverage. It will be 4th down and 10.
It's unfortunate for that young quarterback that he didn't find his flanker, 19, Greg Garrity, because he was wide open going down the middle of the field. I'm sure he'll come back to the bench and say, listen, the next time you get in a situation like that, don't forget about me.
Ralph Giacomo with a 43.3-yard average will be kicking. He is the best punter in Penn State history. And Norman Burroughs is set for a possible return. Just an easy swing, and it carries through the end zone. So we'll bring it out to the 20-yard line. It'll go in the books as a 35-yard kick. The score is Penn State 7, Ohio State 6. We'll be back in a moment. It's Fiesta Bowl time. The mariachis are here. This is Charlie Jones, Lynn Dodson.
What are you going
the margaritas are here, too.
Alto, you learned how to speak Spanish in a hurry down there, Charlie.
I can't remember what the auto. That's my one word is alto. Stop. Okay. Schlichter has completed 4 of 6 for 53 yards and a touchdown. The quarterback of the Buckeyes. Ohio State now, first down their own 20. Murray going in motion. Giving to Tim Spencer. Spencer breaks it up the middle. 40-yard line. 20 yards and a first down. Giuseppe Harris, the brother of Franco. Both Pete and Giuseppe are in that secondary. Here's Lynn.
That's a draw play. Look at the hole there. Created when the linebackers took off, and also the defensive line made their moves. And the good move by Tim Spencer, 46, the fullback. He let them go in the direction that they wanted to go and just found that open hole, and he found it for 20 yards.
He's a sophomore, moved from tailback to fullback this year. He'll move back to tailback probably next year. Rolling left is Schlichter. And he is ridden down at the 46. He has 6. It'll be 2nd and 4. Pete Kugler makes the tackle, the senior from Cherry Hill, New Jersey.
Well, that was everybody go left, and the quarterback keeps that football and rolls around that left end. It was a good play by Kugler coming up with a stop, but there was no way you were going to prevent Schlichter from making some yardage because he had some excellent blocking out in front of him.
Offensive change for the Buckeyes. Victor Langley is now the tight end, replacing Brad Dwelly. Langley, normally a running back. Outside to Langley. He's got it. 41-yard line of Penn State, first down. And that's the reason they move him in a tight end, because they can split him outside. He has 9.4 speed, and he speeds for 13 yards.
He also got a very good block on that play by Calvin Murray. Came out there and made a good block, enabled him to pick up some additional yards. So for Ohio State, regardless of what position you play, you got to play all phases of the game. Not only run with the football, but you're going to have to block also.
Parlavecchio and Kugler on the tackle. First down at the Penn State 41-yard line. 5:22 left to go. We're in the first quarter. It's a 7-6 ball game. Ohio State driving. They trail by a point as Cal Murray, the tailback, gets the call. We'll call it the 37-yard line. He has 4. It's 2nd and 6 as Ed Fritz, the linebacker, makes the tackle.
Well, you look at the head coach of Ohio State, Earle Bruce, on the sidelines giving information to his players, sending it into their quarterback. And you notice that Schlichter on the line of scrimmage, he spreads his receivers out quite wide. And a lot of times he's looking directly at them, yelling the count, or perhaps he's changing the play at the line of scrimmage. He wants to make sure they hear it. This time it's a quick count.
Schlichter to throw, has pressure, gets it off, it's there. Gary Williams. Incomplete.
44, Gary Williams, incomplete.
Boy, Williams is a tough receiver,
Yes,
very aggressive.
He is, but did you notice Schlichter, the pressure was on him. 3 Penn State defenders coming against him, and he was throwing that football falling backwards. That gives you an indication of how strong an arm this young man has. See, the pressure's on, he's falling back, and he fires that ball right on line.
3rd down and 6, 37-yard line. Play action. Screen left side, but it is jammed up. Dropped off incomplete. Schlichter in reality avoiding the loss.
Yes, he threw it forward, though. In a case like that, with his arm, he shouldn't even worry about throwing it there. He could throw that thing completely out of the end zone where no one can catch the ball. But I think we got a flag on the play, Charlie.
Officials holding a conference. Ken Faulkner is the referee. The officials from the Southwest Conference. 4:33 time remaining. We're in a first quarter of an exciting Fiesta Bowl game, with Penn State scoring in their drive 11 seconds. Ohio State took 1:53 in their scoring drive. It goes against the Buckeyes.
Pass interference by the offense. Loss of down. 4th down.
Offensive pass interference, loss of down. So Tom Orris with a 41-yard average will be coming in to kick.
Pass interference. Loss of down. 4th down.
I don't know whether the people from Ohio and Pennsylvania could understand that official, Charlie. You can tell that he definitely has a Texas accent.
And if you're Pete Harris, that is what it looks like as you take it to the 21-yard line with a fair catch. So Penn State will have the football. We have 4:28 left to go in the first. That kick covered 31 yards. The score, Penn State 7, Ohio State 6. They missed the extra person. Penn State, change at running backs. Mike Mead is at fullback. Joel Coles is at tailback. Battaglia is the center. Spiros at right tackle, and Vito Cab is now the tight end. Coles. 28-yard line, a gain of 6. It'll be 2nd and 4 as Glenn Cobb makes the tackle.
We can see right now that Penn State does have more than one running back, because that was an excellent run by Coles, number 20. Nothing was there to the left. He had the ability to stop, plant his foot, and cut back to the right and pick up some good yardage.
He's a junior from Pittsburgh. Had a total of 406 yards rushing on the season. He also can throw the option pass. 1 for 1 for a touchdown. First back through the fullback, Mike Mead. Mead to the 40-yard line. He has 12 and a first down.
And he was running right behind 62, Sean Farrell. an All-American guard for Penn State. They've got an All-American guard on the right side. They've got an All-American tackle on the left side. You're taking a look right now. Straight ahead. Big hole there provided by Penn State. Bob Jaggers. Remember that. 58, the offensive center. He's doing an outstanding job out there.
Mike Meade, the fullback, gets the call and has 2 yards to the 42. It'll be 2nd down and 8. Keith Ferguson, one of the co-captains, now at left tackle, along with Ben Lee, team up to stop it.
In a situation now where the ball ordinarily would be in the air on 2nd down and long yardage.
Tom Wise comes in as a wide receiver. Meade and Coles, the running back, 2nd and 8. Blackledge, the quarterback, the freshman. Scoville is back in. He's in motion. Pitch to the tailback. Flag is down, and Coles is down. He'll have a yard if it stands up as Todd Bell, the rover, brings him down, but we'll go back to the flag. Illegal procedure against the Nittany Lions.
Illegal procedure, but Bell, that rover back, really flew upfield. That's his job. He is the force man on wide running plays. Get up there, get penetration, make the stop if you can, but if you can't make the stop, disrupt that runner so that he has to make a move, giving the rest of your defensive men an opportunity to get involved. Here's 25.
Illegal formation by the offense. Declined. 3rd down.
Legal formation decline. We'll mark it for 1. It'll be 3rd down and 7. In our 8-camera coverage, we have 4 up top. We have 4 that are roaming all over the stadium under the direction of Ken Fouts and our producer, Ken Edmondson. So you will see some very unique and creative shots today. Rod Gorley comes in, 5 in the secondary for Ohio State. Blackledge to throw. Little high, incomplete. Tom Wise, the intended receiver. It'll be 4th down and 7. So Giacomo will come in to kick it away.
He had his man open and just threw that ball that took off on him and took off over his head. Wise, number 49, running a sideline pattern. Right now the ball should be on its way. It should be down around the letters. And as you can see, it is not around the letters. It's up high, and he couldn't get his hands on the football.
Giacomo with a 43.3-yard average. Set for the return, number 4, Norman Burroughs.
Good kick.
Super kick. Fielded at the 5-yard line to the 10, and then down at the 9. No, excuse me, down at the 14-9 on the return. That punt covered 52 yards. Tomorrow on NBC's college basketball, a rematch of one of last year's most dramatic upsets. Number 1 ranked DePaul hosts 3rd ranked UCLA, the Cinderella team of the 1980 NCAA championships, the best of college basketball here on NBC. So Ohio State goes to work. Their own 14-yard line, 1st down. Schlichter to throw. A lot of time over the middle. Pass is complete. Maybe a yard. That's about it, as Frank Case was there for the defense.
He's going to his running back, Calvin Murray, on that play. He had his wide receivers on the same side. They were going deep, hoping to draw that secondary back there. Drew the secondary back there, but the linebackers didn't get that much depth. They were looking and watching for it. You can see he's coming off. Murray's coming off the field with his jersey torn. Charlie, they're allowed to wear those tearaway jerseys in college football.
2nd down and 9. Jim Gale is the tailback. John Frank is also in. Schlichter to throw. On target. Gorgeous pass. 37-yard line to Gary Williams. Williams with receptions now in 24 straight games. The play covering 23 yards. 1st down.
I'm really impressed with this young quarterback because he really puts this ball exactly where it has to be at the right time. Williams, 44, is the receiver. Look where that ball is thrown. The defensive man is all over him, but the ball was there at the proper time. An excellent throw by Schlichter.
1st down, 37-yard line.
Here.
Fumble, then bobbled, then picked up and recovered by Victor Langley of Ohio State. 27-yard line. A loss of 10. It'll be second down and 20 as Ken Kelly, now in on defense, was there.
Well, this is a razzle-dazzle play because the flanker is in motion. He's coming back. He's forced, throws it out. The ball is bobbled there. But fortunately for Ohio State, it took the right bounce, and it bounced right back in Langley's hands, and he was able to come up with the football. Otherwise, Penn State would have had that ball in excellent field position.
Second and 20. Schlichter goes deep. It's there. Gary Williams, 48-yard line. A gain of 21 and a first down. So Williams now has 4 receptions for 68 yards.
I'll tell you, Penn State's going to have to put pressure on Schlichter, because when he gets time to throw, and he does then, he puts that ball on the money. He drilled that ball to Williams once again, and you give him time, and he's going to hurt you.
First down, Ohio State at the Buckeye 48. 33 seconds and counting. Time remaining, first quarter. It's Penn State 7, Ohio State 6. They missed the extra point. Schlichter giving to the tailback, Cal Murray. Murray to the Penn State 48-yard line, a gain of 4. It'll be second and 6 as Ed Prince, the linebacker, stopped him there.
He's back in the ball game. He left to put on another jersey because the last one he had on was ripped off his back. I think people can see the quickness of this young running back, number 43, Cal Murray. He was in that hole in a hurry.
And that is the end of the first quarter with 1 in the books and 3 to go. We've got a great one going today. Penn State leads it 7-6 because of the fact that 3 former Oakland Raiders are now playing for the Houston Oilers.
That they have supported the Fiesta Bowl. Thank you.
From the Penn State 48-yard line, Schlichter.
Look out.
Intercepted, 35-yard line. Ed Prince has the interception. He had 2 during the regular season. That is the first turnover of the ball game. He goes to the 44-yard line.
I said they better put some pressure on Schlichter. He's going to kill him. This time, number 96 is Case. He got his hand up, and Schlichter did not see the linebacker, Ed Prince, because he throws it right in his stomach. See, there's the pressure right there, and they got that hand up in front of his face, and he threw the ball right in the stomach of 61, Ed Prince.
Total offense in the first quarter, 231 yards for Ohio State, 127 for Penn State. And Penn State has the ball at the Buckeyes' 44-yard line. Curt Warner, the tailback, has 2 yards to the 42. It'll be second down and 8.
Epitropoulos, number 33, John Epitropoulos, really made a good hit on that.
I'm glad you said that.
Huh? Well, he has his brother on.
That's right, twin brothers, one on offense, one on defense. Ohio State 42, second down and 8. 40 seconds into the second quarter. Blackledge to throw. Has pressure, incomplete. It'll be third down and 8 at the 42. Blackledge during the regular season completed 47.8% of his throws. 7 touchdowns, but 13 interceptions. Mike DeAndrea was there for the defense. He is 0 for 4 today.
The thing to do for this young quarterback for Ohio State, I believe, is put pressure on him.
Third down.
A lot of pressure. Blitz those linebackers. Do not give him an opportunity to try to read the defense.
Joel Coles is now the tailback. Coles is in the pass pattern. Lots of time. Tip, incomplete. Kevin Bow, after tipping it, then was going to try and take his own rebound, but he was decked.
Linebacker Lee, Bentley, number 86, he's going back and he's reading the quarterback now. The quarterback is reading him. That ball goes up in the air, and 25, Todd Bell, the rover, happened to be roving right around in the area where the receiver tried to get hold of the ball. Kevin Bow, and he is decked right here. Wow. It's a good thing they're young and strong, Charlie, and take those blows.
Giacomero to kick. Burrows is back, calls for a fair catch. Penn State downs it. 1-yard line, maybe the 2-yard line. Mike Dunley was there very quickly. The punt covered 40 yards. We've got a timeout. The score is Penn State 7, Ohio State 6. When we come back, the Nittany Lions have the ball on their own 2-yard line. It is the Ohio State Buckeyes on offense from their own 2-yard line.
They have 98 to go. It'd be a good chance right now if the defensive unit of Penn State wants to stop them. Here's the area to stop them because they get the ball back in excellent field position.
Jim Gale, the tailback, he gets the call. Goes out to the 9. He has 7. It'll be 2nd and 3. Ed Fritz makes the tackle. Do you throw now? 2nd and 3 on your own 9.
Schlichter has the confidence. He'll throw any place. But you're seeing number 26, Jim Gale, going to the right side, and a good block by 46, Tim Spencer, the fullback. He opened that hole for his tailback. Got him some good yardage down there where they've got to get out of that hole.
Gale, number 26, is a junior. His brother, Sean, plays on defense. He's a freshman. 2nd and 3. It is Gale again. May have the first down as Frank Case, defensive left tackle, brings him down. Case missed the first 4 games of the season with a knee injury, but he's been all right since then. Boy, a lot of real estate left to go.
But yes, we were able to see in the first quarter they can gather up and handle that real estate in a hurry. Took Penn State just 1 play in the first quarter to score a touchdown 64 yards away.
Ohio State countered with an 83-yard drive in 6 plays. 3rd down, just a little over a foot to go. This will be close again as Jim Gale gets the call. Averaging 5.7 yards a carry during the regular season. Chet Parlavecchio, the leading tackler, and the linebacker for Penn State is the man who brought him down.
You get an idea where these teams feel their strengths are. You have 2 short yardage situations. Ohio State went to their right. Penn State, on the other hand, they went to their left quite a bit in the first quarter. So we take a look to see if they made the first down.
3/4 of the length of the football. That is 8 1/4 inches.
94, Chet Parlavecchio, leading tackler on this Penn State football team, and you can see one reason why, because as they say, he has a nose for the football, and the rest of his body generally follows it too, along with the shoulder pads, which is the important thing.
First down, 12-yard line. Spencer the fullback, Gale the tailback from the I formation. Schlichter, the quick out, is incomplete. He was going to Doug Donnelly. Donnelly with the touchdown reception of 23 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 10, 12-yard line.
They have a lot of faith in the ability of not only Donnelly that you're looking at right now, but Schlichter, because they split the receivers out wide, and that means they're splitting out the defensive backs. The defensive backs are playing zone defense. So you get Schlichter with the ability to run, and he rolls out to one side or the other. The linebackers have to respect that, and gives him one-on-one out on the outside with a defensive back.
Schlichter has completed 8 of 14 for 110 yards. He's been intercepted for a draw. Tim Spencer, defense is there. He will lose a yard. It'll be 3rd down and 11. Pete Kugler, defensive right tackle from Cherry Hill, New Jersey, is the man who brought him down.
Trying a draw play that time, but Kugler would have none of that. He read it all the way, jumped in there and made a good play for Penn State, putting Ohio State in a situation now where they've got to put the ball up in the air once again.
3rd down and 11. If they do not pick up the first down, then of course they have to kick, and that means the Nittany Lions would have excellent field position. Just over 11 and a half minutes left to go in the first half.
Here comes the blitz.
There's pressure on. Schlichter is sacked. He loses 3. Pete Kugler got him.
One thing you got to do is you got to put the heat on 89 Gladys. The leading sacker on this Penn State football team is in there. No one touches him, which a quarterback doesn't particularly care about, and only because of his ability and quick feet he was able to get back near the line of scrimmage. But one thing you got to do with Schlichter, you got to put the heat on.
So Tom Morris will be kicking to either Jonathan Williams or Kevin Bell. High, laid floater. Taken by Bow. Bow signaled a semi-fair catch, and then he took off with the ball, and a flag goes down. 42 yards on the punt. That could be an invalid fair catch signal.
It looked like he started to raise his right hand, and he was going to erase it, say, no, on second thought, I won't.
And it's called delay of game, and that, of course, once he takes a couple of steps and runs with the ball, that then becomes the delay of game call. But I think you're right. He wanted to wipe it out of that big slate in the sky.
Should have just made the fair catch because they're right there on the 50-yard line, which is excellent field position.
Ball placed down at the...
Have a dead ball foul. Delay by the offense. First down, 15.
You're right. Ken Faulkner is from the Southwest Conference. Does have a little of that Texas draw. We have a timeout. It is Penn State 7, Ohio State 6. 10:43 left to go. Second for station identification. This is the NBC Television Network.
WWLP TV 22 Springfield.
This is Charlie Jones, Lynn Dawson. We have 10:43 left to go in the first half. Penn State leading Ohio State 7-6, and Penn State has the ball first down, their own 45-yard line. First down and 15 following the dead ball foul. Curt Warner, the tailback. He goes to the 49-yard line, so he has 4 on the play. It'll be second down and 11. Jerome Foster, the middle guard for the Buckeyes, brings him down.
Taking a look at time of possession so far, Ohio State 11 minutes and 3 seconds, Penn State 8 minutes and 14 seconds. Third down situations, they are both 1 for 4. Bear in mind, Penn State, the first time they had the football, went 64 yards for a touchdown.
In 1 play and 11 seconds, too. And it's second and 11. Play action.
Screen.
Warner has it. Line of scrimmage, may lose a yard. Steps out at the 48. So it will be third down and 12 as Mike DeAndrea, who's replaced Ben Lee at outside linebacker, and Marcus Merrick. They were both there for the Buckeyes.
Good play by Ohio State. They were not fooled regarding the screen and came up with another good play for them. Right now, it looks like Penn State should go to the air.
Tom Wise comes in as a wide receiver.
And they're spreading their
to the far
receivers
side.
wide, yeah.
Jackson flanks to the near side. In a pro set. Passing formation, Jackson in motion. Jackson heads upfield. Blackledge has pressure, and he is sacked. First sack of the ball game for Ohio State, and Jerome Foster gets him.
Number 55 is Jerome Foster, the middle guard. You can see him right now taking off to the left of the outside, fighting off the block. And he's going to get him all right there as Blackledge was just getting ready to throw that football. Did you see how he was exposed? And he had that right arm up in the air. You wonder why quarterbacks are sore the day after a ball game. That's the reason why.
Giacomello kicking. Fielded at the 15-yard line by Norm Burrows, and he draws the crowd. Has 1 yard on the return, 40 yards on the kick. Greg Gattuso making the tackle for Penn State. And so Ohio State has the ball.
That's twice on punting situations where Gattuso was down and made very, very good plays. Stopping that return man for virtually no gain at all.
Change in the offensive line for the Buckeyes. Bill Roberts in for Joe Smith at left tackle.
He's got his receivers spread out.
Art Schlichter, the quarterback. Jim Gale, the tailback.
Ball carrier, number 26, Jim Gale.
18-yard line. He has 2. It'll be second down 8. Steve Griffiths makes the tackle. Now, Gale has been in the last couple of series. We'll check and see if Cal Murray, the starting tailback, has an injury. We understand he has a calf problem.
Well, we've got Mike on the sidelines, and I'm sure he'll get that information to us very shortly.
Jim Gale, 4 carries, 13 yards rushing. It's second down and 8. Play action. Schlichter throws. On target, 25-yard line. Gary Williams.
Pass to number 44, Gary Williams, complete.
Matt Bradley makes the tackle. He'll come up about a half a yard, maybe a yard shy of the first down. We'll call it 3rd and 1. For Gary Williams, number 44, that is his 5th reception in the ball game for 77 yards.
Schlichter really gets rid of that ball in a hurry. He's got a very quick release. And receivers like this. They don't like that ball hanging up and you have to wait for it, because a lot of times if it's high, you got to make a fair catch almost.
Schlichter just trying to wedge it out. A Penn State player, that is Gene Gladys, came out of the stack with a football, but it may have been blown down. Officials will sort it out.
Here it is, quarterback sneak following the center, number 50, Jim DeLeon. Ball does pop loose. Gladys, whenever you get a football in your hands, you're told go for the goal line, preferably your own.
Gain of 2 and the first down. Schlichter to throw. Pass is complete to Jim Gale coming out of the backfield. A gain of 9 on the play to the 36. It'll be 2nd and 1 as Gladys and Bradley make the tackle.
Once again, Schlichter had an opportunity to take a look at the defense, enabling his back to come out of the backfield and run clear across field. That takes some time. And in order to get that pass off, the offensive line has to do the job of blocking. That time they did.
Victor Langley comes into the offensive set. Cal Murray is back in at tailback. Play action to Murray.
Got him.
Perfect pass. Big first down. Inside the 40-yard line of Penn State, it is Doug Donnelly, number 47, a gain of 24. Langford makes the tackle. A flag was dropped back at the 40-yard line.
And number 12,
Donnelly, who has fantastic speed, is the man who caught it.
Against Penn State, they refused it. You know, the great speed enables him to run those intermediate patterns real well, because you have to respect the speed of this young man. He runs the 40-yard dash in about 4.4 seconds, and believe me, that is moving very, very swiftly. They're going to give him a lot of room out there. Those cornerbacks are going to give him a lot of room.
And averaging over 20 yards of reception during the regular season. Schlichter keeping. 34-yard line. He has 6. It'll be 2nd and 4 as Frank Case makes the tackle.
That's a misdirection play there. They have a flanker in motion. Reverses. Now comes back the other way, hoping to get the defense going the other way. And he makes a little fake there that fools the defensive lineman. Went after the trailing back, and he cut inside for a good gain.
2nd down, around 4. Fake of the reverse. Going deep into coverage. Caught! Unbelievable reception by Gary Williams. He has been the offensive star for the Buckeyes in the first half.
What a great fake by Schlichter and a great throw. And Williams really played that ball very, very well. He's caught 6 passes. Here's the play fake. Fake the reverse. Schlichter has time. He gets it up, and he slows down just a little bit, shielding the man away from the football. Coming up with a good catch and a touchdown. His 6th reception, 107 yards, and 1 touchdown. Gary Williams, number 44, having quite a first half.
An 84-yard drive in 7 plays. Ohio State taking a timeout. Now, of course, you know they can go for 2.
I would think that they would do it.
Why not?
2 points right now, yes.
6:25 is the time remaining in the second quarter.
You have a quarterback like Schlichter, who has the ability to run like he does. That puts a lot of pressure on that defense. The only help that the defense has is if they put Dink in the game.
There's old Dink, the mascot.
The end zone is the only help for Penn State with a young, fine quarterback like Art Schlichter.
Schlichter now has completed 11 of 18. He's had one interception, 184 yards to the air, and he's thrown for 2 touchdowns.
You know, we were talking about before this ball game about Schlichter has been there before. He has been under the gun ever since he played his first game as a freshman at Ohio State. You can see how calm he is when he gets back there attempting to throw the football.
Going for 2. They do not convert it. It was Frank Case who broke it up. So Ohio State fails on the 2-point conversion. The score remains the Buckeyes 12 and the Nittany Lions 7. And we'll be back with a kickoff in just
Ohio State, watch this defensive lineman, 96 Case. His job is get after that quarterback. Don't worry about the option. Get after Schlichter right now, and he did it, and he hit him, and did not enable Ohio State to work the option play. There was no option at all right there. Schlichter's job just attempt to get the ball out.
Bob Atha will be kicking off. So the Buckeyes have failed on an extra point attempt on a 1-point on the kick, and they failed on a 2-point attempt. Curt Warner is the deep back in the middle. Kevin Bow and Jonathan Williams are on the wing. Atha kicking off is the backup quarterback, fielded by Curt Warner. Warner, following his blockers, looks for an opening, returns to about the 23-yard line. Is 20 yards on the return. Mike DeAndrea makes the tackle. Let's go down to Mike Hafner on the sideline.
Bill Rischel, the defensive end for Penn State, turned his ankle on that play that you and Lenny reported on. He is fine, and he is back in the ball game.
All right, thanks for the update, Mike. They haven't been throwing to your 2 guys, Kenny Jackson and Doug Donnelly, that much, have they? All right, Penn State from their own 23, first down. Ohio State defense is pretty well shut down the Penn State offense since that opening thrust. Ball is bobbled by Joel Coles. Still picks up 2 to the 25. It'll be second down 8. Epitropoulos, brother John, is the one who makes the tackle.
Get that down now.
I'm working on it. I'm working on it.
If you miss it on offense, you get it on defense.
That's right.
Second and 7.
Bear in mind, these are 2 good defensive teams. Ohio State, on the average during the season, gave up just a little over 136 yards rushing to the opposition per game.
Second and 8. Jackson in motion. The draw to Coles. He's in trouble. Flag goes down. Maybe a face mask. He loses 4 on the play. Alvin Washington was there for the Buckeyes.
Yes, sir. Face mask.
Preliminary indication. Grabbing the face mask.
Draw play. Coles, number 20. There is nowhere to go. All he sees right now are Buckeyes from Ohio State, but he is grabbed by the face mask right there by Alvin Washington, number 15.
Coles is 6'0 and 202. He saw Alvin Washington 6'3", 232.
First down, Penn State.
Grasping a face mask, defense. First down.
Taking a look at the total offense, 262 for Ohio State. And bear in mind, for Penn State, they got 64 of the 100, 27 yards on one play.
Ohio State's been penalized 30 yards, Penn State 5. Lots of time to throw. It is high. It is incomplete. Tom Wise, the intended receiver, so bring it back to the 40-yard line. In Penn State territory, 2nd and 10. Alvin Washington and Bob Murphy were there for the defense. Blackledge has completed only 1 of 7 for -1 yard.
That's what I said before the game. The pressure is on that young quarterback because he has not been involved in a game of this magnitude in his first year.
Is the pressure of a bowl game stronger than the pressure of, say a Pitt game, a big rival?
Well,
or is it a different kind?
It's a different kind because a Pitt game for Penn State definitely is a big pressure game.
It is caught, yes. 1 foot inbounds, 40-yard line. Kevin Bow, 20 yards. Big reception for the Nittany Lions.
Bear in mind, all you have to have is 1 foot in bounds when you make the reception. The other foot can go out of bounds. Number 11 is Kevin Bow.
Penn State, gain of 20 yards.
Taking a look at play action pass as Blackledge comes back, fires the ball on the side, and right here, he's going to get 1 foot in bounds.
The freshman connection. Blackledge to Bow. No gain on the play. Jerome Foster was there for defense. The ball carrier, Mike Mead. It'll be 2nd down and 10. May have picked up a half a yard as Bow comes back in. Wise also comes back in as a wide receiver.
Somebody in there?
I think their Fiesta Bowl party started about 3 days ago.
They're not as serious as the people right down there on the 40-yard line.
4.5 minutes left to go, first half. Ohio State leads at 12-7. 2 touchdowns to 1, but the Buckeyes have not been able to convert either a 1 or a 2 extra point. Fumble. Penn State may have recovered their own fumble. They say no, Ohio State has it. Coming out is Ben Lee, number 86. He has the football. First turnover for the Nittany Lions after a gain of 13.
Is Booker Moore, and he is nailed right there by the rover back. 25, Todd Bell jerks that ball loose. Now it's a mad scramble, and Penn State had an opportunity to come up with it, but did not. Brad Scoble was there, but the ball was wrestled away by Ohio State.
The Buckeyes now at their own 23-yard line, first down, with Spencer and Murray, fullback and tailback for Ohio State. Art Schlichter, the quarterback, having a great afternoon. Fires sideline Gary Williams, who has become his favorite receiver, 7 yards to the 30. 2nd down and 3. Grover Edwards had the coverage.
I'm sure that Penn State was really concerned about 47 Doug Donnelly, the terrific speedster for Ohio State. Now, Schlichter is rolling out to his right that time and also to his left, and Williams just going down about 5 or 6 yards, and he's firing that ball out there. That cornerback is giving Williams a lot of real estate. And the object there is, if it is there, hey, let's go ahead and take it. Make an adjustment. And they did that time.
Williams now with 114 yards receiving to Donnelly, and it is incomplete. He was kind of nudged out of bounds by Pete Harris, but the pass was way outside.
That time, Penn State had men up tight near the line of scrimmage on the wide receivers. They took away that quick out. You can do that with a couple of ways. The way they did it that time, they had a linebacker that went out on Williams, and the cornerback came up on Donnelly, and then they had another deep defensive back deep downfield to prevent the long pass.
John Frank comes out at tight end. Brad Dwelly comes in. Ohio State has converted 2 of 5 third down situations. Option, Schlichter has the first down, and then out of bounds. Goes to the 43. He needed 3, he got 13 in the first down. Pete Harris was the man chasing him. 4 minutes exactly left to go in the second quarter.
Both of these teams are very explosive, Charlie. They running or passing with the football.
Ohio State has put together 83-yard and 84-yard drives in 6 and 7 plays for their 2 touchdowns. Penn State, a 64-yard drive in 1 play by Curt Warner. Pass is complete. This is Doug Donnelly. Donnelly to the 25 and then out of bounds near the 20-yard line. 36 yards. Giuseppe Harris had the coverage, and Mike Hafner was watching Doug Donnelly. Mike.
Thank you, Charlie. And Doug Donnelly, again, they call him White Lightning, and that means that you've got great speed if you get a nickname like that. Now watch when he makes his turn in. He's going to slow down, gauge his speed so that Schlichter can get him open. Now that he finds the opening, he makes himself the great receiver. After you catch the football, you have to be able to run it. And he's done an excellent job of picking up maximum yardage on the play.
Thank you, Mike. Mike with his expertise as an All-America wide receiver at UCLA, covering Doug Donnelly and then Kenny Jackson of Penn State. Schlichter says, hey, we got a problem. We'll take a timeout. The score is Ohio State 12, Penn State 7. First half, Cedric Anderson replaces Donnelly as a wide receiver. He comes out for a breather. Penn State 20-yard line, first down. Cal Murray. He will lose a yard as he is met by Walker Lee Ashley, the sophomore from Jersey City, New Jersey.
Was he ever met? About 3 yards deep in the backfield. He had absolutely no place to go. It was really an excellent play by Ashley. Forcing Ohio State into a passing situation right now. Maybe that's not a very good idea, Charlie, the way Schlichter's been throwing that football.
And Donnelly comes back in, as does Luther Henson, replacing Bill Roberts at offensive tackle. Cal Murray, 18-yard line, has 3. So it will be 3rd down and 8. Joe Hines now in on defense, makes the tackle. He, Jeff Bergstrom, Bob Haladin, and Gene Gladys, Walker Lee Ashley, now that front 5. Mark Robinson is in for Penn State as a hero. John Walsh is in at cornerback, as is Giuseppe Harris. 3rd down 8. Victor Langley comes in as a tight end, actually becomes a 3rd wide receiver. 3rd and 8 to throw. Is Schlichter deep over the middle. It's there. Touchdown. Doug Donnelly. 19 yards and a 77-yard drive in 7 plays.
Once again, Schlichter puts his ball right on the money, right where it's supposed to be at the right time. And that's the important thing. The great speed and pattern running ability of Donnelly gets him into the end zone for his 2nd touchdown reception.
And for Art Schlichter, that is his 3rd touchdown pass. And it's an 18-7 ball game.
That one didn't look very pretty as far as a nice spiral is concerned, but the important thing is the end result.
Schlichter has thrown for 246 yards in the first half. Extra point attempt is good. And this time it is Bob Atha. He normally just kicks off. Ohio State leads it 19-7. We'll be back with the kickoff in a moment. Jones, Lynn Dawson, ever since 13:53 in the first quarter, when Penn State went out in front 7-0, the ball game has belonged to Art Schlichter and Ohio State.
It's going to get down to the situation now, Charlie, where this young quarterback, Todd Blackledge, is going to have to put that football in the air. They've got to catch up now. And ever since you said that first run, Ohio State defensively has done really a fine job against Penn State. Penn State's got to start to create things and make things happen. The quickest way to do that is put the ball in the air. Paterno likes to throw around 20 to 25 times a game, particularly here in this situation at Tempe, where the field conditions are excellent, the weather conditions are excellent to throw the football.
Atha kicking off. Warner downs it in the end zone. Will bring it out to the 20-yard line. Now, Schlichter with 247 yards in the first half, still with 2:40 to go. His career high was in the Rose Bowl, where he had 297 yards. That's what, 50 yards away from a career high. I've got a promo here. Watch tonight's NBC Nightly News. Later this evening, NBC News Magazine with David Brinkley, and for special coverage of the latest hostage film shot in Iran this Christmas. That's on NBC. Now Penn State from their own 20, first down. They stay on the ground. Warner tries to get to the outside, and he gets 3 yards. Before Ben Lee makes the tackle, it'll be 2nd down and 7.
That was a draw play, and actually they wanted to make Ohio State think that they were going to throw the ball, but they didn't. They're going to have to do something. They're going to have to do something to create some activity. Here it is. Take a look right now. Delay play. The arm is going to go out right there. It's almost, you know, you don't have to grab a hold of the face in college football. If you get a hold of that headgear underneath the headgear, that is called face masking also.
It's a gain of 2 rather than 3, so it is 2nd down 8. Blackledge to throw. Has pressure, and he is dropped. 2nd sack for the Buckeyes. Epitropoulos, brother John, is the one who got him. 18-yard line. He'll lose 4, so it's 3rd down and 12.
That time he ran right into the defensive man. If he'd have stopped back there, he would have been able to get the pass off.
A comparison of total offense. Ohio State, 339 yards in total offense. Penn State, 167 yards. Nittany Lions have converted only 1 of 5 third down opportunities. The Buckeyes at 5 in the secondary. Third down, 12.
Bear in mind that Penn State only given up 279 yards on an average all year long.
Blackledge scrambling, throws, pass is complete to the tight end Scoville. Steps out of bounds at the 31-yard line. He needed 12. He got 13. First down. Good play.
Yes, sir. He knew exactly where he was located and how far he had to go for the first down. Caught that ball and jumped out of bounds, preserving the clock. 1:08 remaining in the first half.
The most points scored against the Penn State defense this year has been 21. Ohio State has already scored 19. Pass complete far side. Kevin Bell. First down. He picks up 16, maybe 17 on the play to the 48-yard line. Ray Ellis makes the tackle.
They stop the clock in college football until they move the chain. So it stopped. It started at 1:08. It's now at 1:02. But you can see right now Penn State is ready to move. The clock has started right now. Get a lot of plays in a situation like that. He's throwing that ball up. Well, he missed the second row, but he hit the wall.
Now, you like that because you say when you're going to throw it away, throw it in the stands. And he almost made the stand.
He's trying to stop the clock. He wasn't trying to lose yardage, just stop the clock. And that is, he's throwing the ball away. That is evidence. Unless he has a relative up there in the stands that always wanted to catch a ball at the Fiesta Bowl game.
Penn State now at their own 47-yard line. 56 seconds left to go first half. 2nd and 10. Ohio State leading it 19-7. Mike Meade. Meade to the 45-yard line of Ohio State. It'll be third down and still 2, maybe 2.5 to go for the first as Ben Lee makes the tackle. And Penn State takes the timeout.
I was surprised the man that took the timeout was Curt Warner, 25, the tailback. Ordinarily, the quarterback will have that responsibility because he's right next to the referee.
Tomorrow on NBC's college basketball, a rematch of one of last year's most dramatic upsets. Number 1 ranked DePaul hosting 3rd ranked UCLA, the Cinderella team of the 1980 NCAA championships. Coach Larry Brown, his young Bruins take on Ray Meyer's Blue Demons. The best of college basketball right here on NBC Sports.
Penn State needs to move. They need to get some points here before the half is over with 46 seconds remaining in this first half. They need to get, I think, a little closer in order to get into field goal range for Menhart. Menhart, what's his longest, Charlie? Do you have any idea?
Yes, I do. His long this year is 44. His career long is 54 a year ago against North Carolina State on the last play of the game that won it.
Well, he's got a strong
Do you have any other questions?
Well, I knew you knew it because it's right there in front of you.
Okay.
They need another first down or so.
You're right. They're not quite in field goal range yet. They need about another 15 yards. Warner to the 30-yard line. Battles his way to the 28-yard line. They're within field goal range, but they're closing in on touchdown range. Ray Ellis with the tackle.
This is running with authority. 25, Curt Warner burst through that line and made a good spin off, too. He got an additional yardage. Now they are in field goal range, Charlie.
He picks up 17. He has a total of 105 yards rushing in the first half.
Those offensive linemen should be in a 3-point stance because you can save a few seconds. Right now, it's precious to seconds to save.
First down, Blackledge to throw. His man's open. Outstanding defensive play. Kenny Jackson had a step on Skillings, and Skillings got there just in time to knock it away.
Well, the thing was, his own man knocked him away from the ball. Ray Ellis ran into him. But this ball was underthrown. Had it been thrown deeper and with more trajectory up top, this could have been a touchdown. But it was an excellent play right there by Skillings, and he ran into his own man, Ray Ellis, and knocked the ball out of his hands. But it was a good play by this young man.
Time of possession in the first half is just about even. Ohio State has had the ball about a minute and a half more than Penn State. Second down and 10. 28-yard line. Blackledge looping it into the corner. Drop, incomplete. Warner, the intended receiver. It'll be third down and 10. Epitropoulos, the linebacker, was blitzing. No, he was dropping back with the coverage.
He was back there with him.
I was just happy that I pronounced his name right.
Once again, if that ball would have been up there, that's 2 plays in a row that this young quarterback, and I'm sure he's going to learn and profit from his experiences here, he could have had a touchdown. Particularly the pass before. If he'd have gotten that up over top, it would have been 6.
Third down and 10. 26 seconds left to go in the first half. Whistle sound. And Ohio State takes a timeout. That is an interesting, well, Joe Paterno is nodding his head. Interesting maneuver. We have a program note. Get ready for Bowl Fever here on NBC as we start the Bowl Fever today with the Fiesta Bowl that you're watching. You'll see, in addition, 3 of the top 5 teams on New Year's Day. The 67th annual Rose Bowl, 5th-ranked Michigan, and the Pac-10 champion Washington, followed by the game which could decide number 1 in the Orange Bowl. That is number 2 Florida State taking on 4th-ranked Oklahoma, the best of the college bowls, right here on NBC Sports, where we have Penn State ranked 10th and Ohio State ranked 11th in the latest polls.
For Penn State right now, they need some points before halftime. 25 seconds remaining in the first half. What they have to avoid right now is a mistake. Giving up the football by an interception or losing yardage and putting your field goal kicker in a more difficult position to make the field goal. Right now they'd be kicking at Charlie, what, about a 45-yard field goal attempt if they stayed right where they are.
Third down and 10.
They're blitzing him.
As pressure throws, incomplete. Going to his tight end, Brad Scowled. If he would have had a little more time, Bow was open, but he simply did not have any time.
He didn't have an opportunity to read anything. The thing that he had to do is get rid of the football. Todd Bell, the Rover, was in hot pursuit of this young man, did not enable him to take a look at the secondary and let that pass pattern develop. Looky here.
Look at this. A quick snap to the far side on a trick play, a first down, and they're out of bounds. Minhart was standing there alone, marking the 35-yard line as if that's where he wanted to take the field goal attempt. Meanwhile, Joe Paterno, he's pulling out all the stops.
They say he's conservative.
No
He says,
way.
I'm not conservative, just the trick plays that I use generally don't work.
That was Hostetler that the snap went to, and a pat on the back to the center, because he not only had to snap it about 15 yards, he had to make a left turn with
Charlie,
it.
remember when you were a kid on the lot and you had those wild formations like that, and you hiked the ball that way? It's a throwback. 16 seconds remaining in the first half.
16-yard line, first down.
Ohio State up 19-7.
I was wondering what the Nittany Lions were doing in a group on the other side. Because Hostetler, the backup quarterback, which is the correct pronunciation of his name in case somebody wonders, we double-checked that. Normally, he's the holder in the field goal situation.
They had the kicker back there all by himself. People keep talking about kickers anyway and how strange they are.
Well, you know they are.
Nobody wants to be around them anyway, so.
And he was back there with his foot marking where he wanted.
For Penn State, no timeouts remaining. 16 seconds remaining in the half. So they could take a couple of shots into the end zone with passes, Charlie, and still have time to kick a field goal.
Slot right side. Pressure, blitz is on, flag is down.
Boy, Todd Bell, 25, the Rover, really nailed that young quarterback. That hurts. He had no idea he was coming from his blind side. Right side of your screen. Blackledge is rolling to his right. No one touches number 25, Todd Bell. Blackledge wishes somebody had right here. Wham!
Now the field goal kicker is in again. The penalty taking the ball to the 21. Same formation.
Formation. Offense. First down.
Referee Kid Barner better get out of there. Illegal formation. They set the formation that they had a moment ago. Now from the 28-yard line, an attempt at 38 yards. It is good from 38 yards away. Herb Minhart from 38 yards away. And Penn State pulls within 9 of Ohio State with 8 seconds left to go in the half.
Well, that time they were going after the field goal. There was 13 seconds remaining in the first half, and they had to get some points on the board. I think they probably would have had a shot at throwing the ball into the end zone, looking for a touchdown, Charlie, and still been able to come back and kick the field goal. But that situation, Joe Paterno, the head coach of the Penn State Nittany Lions, decided let's get in there and get 3 points before half, not take any more chances. They are currently down by 9 points, which means they're still 2 scores away from Ohio State. And I'm sure this time he's going to line drive this kick or do something to, with 8 seconds remaining, not give Ohio State an opportunity to run it all the way back.
Now the reason for a line drive, or a squib kick we sometimes call it.
Well, they want to squib kick it so it hits somebody and the clock will start running down, and get one of those up men to get a hold of the football who they are not accustomed to running with the football. And they aren't as quick as the deep men.
Brian Franco, number 10, to kick off. Lindsey and Spencer are deep, and that's what it is. They wanted to bounce around, destroy the timing, and they have accomplished that.
Oh, what a
Spencer.
hit.
Clock moves down to 3 seconds.
On the tackle, number 33. Check that, number 47, Dom.
Ohio State has the ball on their own 16-yard line. They'll have a first down. We've got 3 seconds left to go first half.
I'm sure Ohio State will just run a play and run the clock out for the first half. If they were down, I would say they'd take a shot at going for a score, but I'm sure they don't want to take their quarterback, Schlichter, back there, and an opportunity for him to get hurt on this last play before half.
He's just going to follow the ball from this formation. That's what he does. So you're right. So the first half comes to a close with Ohio State leading by 9.
Well, Ohio State in the first half, behind the quarterbacking of Art Schlichter, really moved that football and did a fantastic job. And Schlichter is on his way to a career high. He has almost 250 yards passing so far in the first half.
All right, now let's go down to Mike Hafner. Mike?
Thank you, Charlie. I'm here with the leading coach at halftime, Earle Bruce, and Penn State shocked you a little bit with that 64-yard run to open up the game.
The opening play was a dangerous one for us. It broke all the way, and they looked great. I'm glad we fought our way back, and we're passing the ball pretty well right now. Hope we can start running a little bit.
They got 3 points right before the half. They say that's an advantage for a club to score before halftime. Will you make any adjustments or say anything to your players?
Well, we're going to try to come a little more aggressive on defense.
All right, Earl, thanks a lot. Back to you, Charlie.
All right, Mike. They come a little more aggressive on defense. Boy, we've got a dynamite second half waiting for us. It is halftime at the Fiesta Bowl. And Penn State trails Ohio State by 9.
This is your celebration.
RCA wants you to see the right colors.
To score the first touchdown of the ball game, it was their tailback number 25, Curt Warner, a 64-yard drive in one play as he rambled 64 yards to score with 13:53 left to go first quarter.
This was a shocker to Ohio State's defensive squad because this young man jumped through a gaping hole. Now it's a foot race. 82 is Jackson, a wide receiver, and you can see how instrumental a wide receiver is on the long game because he was down there and got in front of the ball carrier.
Schlichter to Donnelly, 23-yard touchdown.
6th touchdown reception of the year for this speedster for Ohio State.
And then Schlichter to Gary Williams with a career-high reception in the first half.
And Williams is having some
The first touchdown of the ball game. It was their tailback, number 25, Curt Warner, a 64-yard drive in one play as he rambled 64 yards to score with 13:53 left to go first quarter.
This was a shocker to Ohio State's defensive squad because this young man jumped through a gaping hole. Now it's a foot race. 82 is Jackson, a wide receiver, and you can see how instrumental a wide receiver is on the long games because he was down there and got in front of the ball carrier.
Schlichter to Donnelly, 23-yard touchdown.
6th touchdown reception of the year for this speedster for Ohio State.
And then Schlichter to Gary Williams with a career-high reception in the first half.
And Williams is having some kind of ball game today, Charlie, because he has caught, so far, 7 passes for 112 yards in the first half.
Then back to Doug Donnelly.
Looked like a wounded duck going up there, but the end result was what they were looking for. Touchdown, the 2nd touchdown of the day.
And then Minhart with a 38-yard field goal.
That's the 2nd touchdown of the day for Donnelly.
And now let's take a look at the official statistics.
Well,
at halftime.
Take a look at total yards. 339 for Ohio State, 232. 183 yards rushing for Penn State, but bear in mind, 64 of those yards came on one play.
So that gives you an idea. The time of possession is just about the same, but while Ohio State has had the ball, they've done a bit more with it than Penn State has.
Well, there's 1 turnover by each of the ball clubs, so that kind of evens out. But both of these teams are very explosive offensively. Great speed in their running backs. And, of course, right now Ohio State has an advantage because in the first half alone, Schlichter has thrown the ball for 244 yards and 3 touchdowns. This young man is not afraid to throw that ball anywhere on the field.
Ohio State was concerned about one factor in this ball game. They were playing on grass. This is the first time this season that they have played on grass. The last time they played on grass was the Rose Bowl, and they lost. Now let's go down to Mike Hafner.
Thank you, Charlie. I'm with Coach Joe Paterno. And Joe, you started off great with that 64-yard run. What did you tell your players coming in?
Well, we didn't catch the ball well, and we had some open people. We didn't get the ball to them. We're not playing good enough pass defense. We got to get more pressure on Art, on Schlichter, and I think we got to react to the ball a little bit better, get one. And, you know, they get all the breaks first half. Maybe we'll get one the second half.
Thank you, Joe, and good luck. Back up to you, Charlie.
All right, thank you, Mike. We pause briefly for station identification. This is the NBC Television Network.
WWLP TV 22 Springfield.
This is Charlie Jones, Lynn Dawson, Joe Paterno alluding to Art Schlichter. Now, September 16th, 1978, Art Schlichter's first game as a freshman playing against Penn State. It was at Ohio State. It was the 3rd game of the season for Penn State. Penn State won it 19-0. After the game was over, Art Schlichter, who you're looking at now, came over to the Penn State bus to congratulate head coach Joe Paterno. And Paterno said, "Young man, you had a tough afternoon today, but you're going to be a great one," and he certainly is.
Well, I'm sure that Todd Blackledge does not want to make a trip over to Ohio State. You know, congratulations. Penn State is very much still in this football game. What they've got to do, like Paterno said, Joe Paterno said, they've got to do a better job. They've got to put some pressure on this man right here. He's got 244 yards already in the first half passing with the football, and they've got to get their quarterback working.
So Ohio State will be kicking off to start the second half with Curt Warner, the deep back on the return. He has been averaging during the season 35 yards a kickoff return. And Schlichter has already tied a Fiesta Bowl record, throwing 3 touchdown passes as we start the second half. Bob Atha kicking off. Warner 2 yards deep. And he returns it to the 25-yard line. No, we'll call it the 24, so we'll give him 26 on the return, and Sean Gale is the man who made the tackle. So Penn State will be going to work at their own 24-yard line, 1st and 10. The freshman quarterback is Todd Blackledge. Booker Moore and Curt Warner have been the running backs throughout most of the game, with Tom Wise and Kenny Jackson the wide receivers. Scoville the tight end. Dugan, Wadowitz, Jaggers, Farrell, and either Lobb or Spiros on that offensive line. And Warner gets the call. He breaks it up the sideline and then goes out of bounds. And this could be the spark that the Nittany Lions need to open the second half.
Well, they opened the first half. The first time they had possession of the football, 64 yards for a touchdown. Now it's going to be 18 yards for Warner on this play. Good blocking out in front by Penn State, and that's what they've got to do. They've got to take some of the pressure off their young quarterback. In order to do that, they've got to get their ground game going.
Marcus Merrick is the man who brought Warner down. 43-yard line. Nittany Lions in their own territory. First down. Warner moving over as a flanker. Booker Moore, the remaining back. This is a passing formation. Jackson in motion. They give to the remaining back instead. That is Booker Moore. And Moore has 2 yards to the 45. It'll be 2nd and 8. Merrick again with the tackle. Defensively for the Buckeyes, up front we'll see Ben Lee, Keith Ferguson, Jerome Foster, Chris Ream, and Alvin Washington. The linebackers are Merrick and Epitropoulos replacing Cobb. Todd Bell is the rover. Ray Ellis and Vince Skillings at the corners. Bob Murphy at defensive safety. So we set the cast for the second half. 2nd down and 8, 45-yard line. Fiesta Bowl 1980. This is the 10th Fiesta Bowl and possibly the best that we've seen. Big first down to Kevin Bell. 38-yard line of Ohio State. Todd Bell with a tackle and a first down.
That time the young quarterback had ample time to get back and take a look at the secondary, see what they were going to do. And there's a big hole down in the middle. He has time to look and survey. And he gets the ball to Kevin Bow, who makes the reception. For Ohio State, on the other hand, they can't afford to let this young freshman have that much time to look at the defense.
Glenn Cobb checks in on defense, 38-yard line. Ohio State territory. Pass is dropped. Brad Scoble, the tight end, drops it. Here's Mike.
Thank you, Charlie. I've got Doug Donnelly with me, who caught 2 touchdown passes. They call you White Lightning. Where'd you get all that speed?
Well, I don't know. I guess I was just blessed with it. And, you know, we've been running some good routes, and Art's been throwing good. The line's been protecting good.
Doug, you're having a super game. Have a super second half.
Thank you very much.
All right. Back to you, Charles.
All right, thank you, Mike. 2nd down and 10. 38-yard line of Ohio State. Mike McCluskey is in along with Scoble, 2 tight ends in the set. I formation. Play action. Lots of time. Good reception by McCluskey, who had only 5 catches during the regular season. The sophomore from Philadelphia, a gain of 21.
That ball was thrown behind him, but he concentrated on the football and made the reception. Here it is, play action passing, but that isn't fooling those defensive linemen because they're not worried about the run. Blackledge gets the ball off. It's thrown behind him, but he turns around and makes the reception. That's Mike McCluskey, tight end number 81. And for Penn State, they are knocking at the door.
Alvin Washington with a tackle. First down, 16-yard line. Warner, the tailback, spinning to the 9-yard line. A gain of 7. It'll be 2nd down and 3. Marcus Merrick and Glenn Cobb, the 2 linebackers, stop him at the 9.
Charlie, you notice the real good backs have that ability that when they are hit, they can make a move. In the case of Curt Warner right there, he has the ability to spin and pick up additional yardage. And a lot of times you'll spin right out of the tackle and make a lot of yardage. Right now they're on the 9-yard line.
He had 922 yards rushing during the regular season. Did you notice? He's just a sophomore. 2nd and 3. 9-yard line. Jackson in motion. This time, Warner will get a yard to the 8, so it'll be 3rd down and a pair. We're just over 2.5 minutes into the second half. Todd Bell with the tackle. All of us at NBC would like to wish a speedy recovery to C.D. Henry, the assistant commissioner of the Big Ten, who's recuperating in the hospital in Chicago. So, C.D., get well and hurry back. Big Ten misses you. So do we. 3rd down and a couple. Power I formation. Williams is in the backfield as the 3rd running back. Williams ends up with a football, He will be close to the 6-yard line, which will be close to the first down, as Merrick is the man who stopped it.
He really did. Merrick made a fine stop on that play. Otherwise, he definitely would have had the first down. Right now for Penn State, this is an important drive because I'm sure Joe Paterno at halftime said, listen, we've got to go out and we've got to establish that line of scrimmage. We've been giving Schlichter too much time to pass, and our quarterback is not getting enough time, and we've got to establish the running game.
You know, Joe Paterno has been the head coach of Penn State for 15 years. This is the second year for Earle Bruce, the head coach of the Buckeyes. First down. I think that Joe Paterno's most impressive statistic is that 90% of his scholarship football players have graduated, have received their degree from Penn State.
Well, he emphasizes not only winning at football, but he wants his players to participate in the other phases of collegiate life, and I think that's terrific.
Someone once asked him, he said, what's your best team you've ever had? He said, I don't know. I'll know 30 years from now to see what they have done with their business and professional lives. Curt Warner, 4-yard line, so he now adds 2 more to his total. In 13 carries, Warner has rushed for 132 yards. That includes a touchdown. Skillings with the tackle.
And Ohio State only has given up 136 yards on the average during their ball games during the 1980 season.
Second down goal to go, 4-yard line. We're now 4 minutes and 10 seconds into the second half. This is the opening drive of the second half kickoff. Again to the power eye with Jonathan Williams joining Moore and Warner.
Bootleg, he's going to walk it.
Faking to Williams, and Blackledge scores. During the regular season, he had 3 touchdowns, but he caps a 76-yard drive in 10 plays.
If you want to know what a naked bootleg is, there's nobody out there. He's all by himself. He's hoping that the fake will draw everybody the other way. They had just run that particular play, giving it to the back, and picked up a couple of yards. That time Ohio State was all running the other way, with the exception of 48 Vince Skillings, but he was too far behind. Touchdown for Penn State.
Benhart to attempt the extra point, and it is good. So Penn State is right back in the ball game. Ohio State, they lead, but the margin has been cut to 2. It's 19-17. We'll be back with a kickoff. The second half with a 76-yard touchdown drive. And now Brian Franco will be kicking off to the Buckeyes. Kelvin Lindsay and Tim Spencer are the deep backs. And just like the opening drive of the second half for Penn State was very important, so is this drive for Ohio State. It will be down in the end zone by Lindsay. They'll bring it out to the 20-yard line. So Ohio State will go to work with Art Schlichter at quarterback. We'll see Spencer and Murray as the 2 running backs. Donnelly and Williams, the wide receivers. The tight ends, we have seen Brad Dwelly, John Frank, and Ron Barwick. That offensive line, Joe Smith, Scott Burris, Jim DeLeon, Joe Lukens, and Luther Henson. We also will see Bill Roberts into that offensive line. So Ohio State now at their own 20-yard line, first down. The fullback is Tim Spencer, and Cal Murray is the tailback. Schlichter has a yard to the 21. It'll be second down and 9. Ed Pritz makes the tackle. Defensively for Penn State, D'Amico, Frank Case, Greg Jones, Kugler, and Gladys are up front. We'll take a look at the replay, Lynn.
You take a look at number 89 is Gladys, Gene Gladys. It hangs in there over the block, stays on his feet, and gets involved in the tackle.
The linebackers are Parlavecchio and Ed Pritz. The hero is Matt Bradley. He's a strong side linebacker, combination strong safety. Grover Edwards and Paul Langford on the corners, and Pete Harris at safety. Schlichter to throw. Lots of time. It dumps it off way underneath the linebacker coverage to Cal Murray, and he dropped the ball.
He had so much time, I think he didn't know what to do with the football that time. He had a lot of time to get rid of the football. There was not any pressure on him. It was not a real good throw by Art Schlichter.
This will be 3rd and 9. Now the Buckeyes have converted 4 of 7 third down opportunities. All of those, of course, coming in the first half. Gorgeous afternoon in Tempe, Arizona. Temperature in the upper 70s, low 80s. Just a few scattered clouds. Gorgeous day. 3rd and 9. Schlichter to throw. And he overthrows not only his receiver, his intended receiver, Gary Williams, he overthrows the defensive coverage, and that means that Tom Orris will come into punt.
Well, right away, first series, Penn State holds. Play action pass coming back. I don't know why they play action pass with 3rd and long like that, but the ball was well overthrown. In fact, it's a good thing he had a lot of zip on it because it prevented Penn State from intercepting. I say I don't know why they play action pass on 3rd and long, because you're not fooling anybody.
Number 11 is Kevin Bow. 44 is Jonathan Williams. Tom Orris to punt. Has a bit of pressure. He gets it on high, lazy floater, good hang time. Fair catch is called for by Jonathan Williams. He takes it at the 44-yard line, a punt of 35 yards. We've got a timeout, and Ohio State has the lead, but it's been cut to 2 points. Fighters, we're under attack.
No, that's our transportation to take us to Oakland for the wild card game Sunday, Charlie.
Are they telling us something?
Looks like fun, doesn't it?
It does.
This is fun right here.
Penn State from their own 44-yard line, 1st down. Play action. Going deep far side. Incomplete. Kevin Bow, the freshman from Deer Park, New York, the intended receiver. Ray Ellis had the coverage, so bring it back to the 44. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
Here's a situation where this young quarterback is going to have to learn that you cannot throw the ball out of bounds unless you intend to, because throwing it out of bounds, his receiver had no chance whatsoever. Had he put that ball down closer toward the hash mark, he would have had a shot at it because he was open.
2nd down and 10. A perfect setting here in Tempe, Arizona. Sun Devil Stadium, the home stadium of Arizona State. Reverse to Warner. Warner to the 50. Diving to the 45-yard line. He'll have a 1st down, Ohio State territory.
You know, number 82 is a wide receiver by the name of Kenny Jackson. He's just a freshman. On the touchdown run, the first play of the game, he was out in front making a block. He was out in front this time, standing on his feet making a block. And this play was executed well. Right there, you're coming into the picture right now was 82. And that doesn't look like a whole lot, but that's a very important part of his job out there.
Curt Warner now has rushed for a total of 144 yards. First back through is Booker Moore, the fullback. 38-yard line, a gain of 7. It'll be 2nd down and 3 as Glenn Cobb makes the tackle.
Look, first half was Ohio State. We've just started the second half, 8:55 and counting down in the 3rd quarter. Already Penn State has scored a touchdown, and they're on the move once again.
2nd and 3. Greg Garrity in as a wide receiver. This is the tailback, Coles. And Joel Coles is out of bounds at the 29-yard line. A gain of 9.
Did a lot of that on his own.
More than that. Yeah, a gain of 9, 1st down. I'm sorry. Bob Murphy with the tackle. Go ahead.
He was really quick. Now, Penn State has a couple of tailbacks that have very good quickness. And that time, Coles did a lot of that on his own. And he'll be back.
And he averaged 5.4 yards a carry, picking up 406 yards during the regular season. 1st down, 29-yard line. They're within Menard's field goal range. Jonathan Williams. He is out of bounds at the 26, so he has 3 at 2nd and 7. And again, the linebacker, Glenn Cobb, makes the tackle. They're going to the short side of the field. One reason might be to stay away from Marcus Merrick, who's an outstanding linebacker.
But that time, Marcus Merrick missed the tackle. He was involved in it. But I'm looking at Penn State. They bring in these tailbacks, Warner, Coles, and Williams, and all 3 of them have extreme quickness.
2nd down, 7. They go to a pro set with the remaining back. Blackledge to throw, and he will be sacked. That is the 3rd sack for the Buckeyes.
He's got to learn to read that when the blitz was on like that and just get rid of the football. A lot of times these young quarterbacks are able to improvise, but you can see right now the heat is on. They're coming after him. There's two, and on the outside is Todd Bell, 25, the contained man.
And there's Merrick.
Merrick eventually coming in. The linebacker makes the stop, but he has to learn. Just get rid of the football. You know, we were outguessed on that particular play. Just get rid of it and come back to the line of scrimmage so that you don't lose 5 and 6 yards.
That was a loss of 9. They're out of field goal range right now. It's 3rd and 16. Ohio State with 5 in the secondary. Almost makes the 25-yard line, so he gets 10 of the yards back as Merrick makes the tackle, and that puts him back into Herb Minhart's field goal range.
Those are big yardage that he picked up, because a couple of yards in kicking a field goal at this range makes a big difference. Now they're huddling down there once again, Charlie. Ohio State's not going for it this time. They're going to make sure they came back. The rest of the people get back over that ball.
An attempt of 42 yards. His longest this year is 44. His career longest is 54. Hostetler to Ho. And it is blocked. Field goal attempt is blocked.
Skillings, I believe.
Vince Skillings. So Skillings saves the moment for the Ohio State Buckeyes.
He's coming in now, takes a proper angle and flies not where the kick is being, or the ball is being laid now, but where the kick is going to be when he touches the kicker's foot. An excellent move by Skillings.
So we've got a timeout, and Ohio State holds on to a 2-point lead.
Eggers, the starting center for Penn State, has twisted his ankle and may not be back to the game, so you guys watch for that, all right?
All right, Mike, thanks for the update. Ohio State has the ball on their own 19-yard line, first down. We have 6:46. That is the time remaining in the third quarter. The Buckeyes leading Penn State by 2, 19-17. Schlichter, the quarterback. Giving to the tailback, Cal Murray. And Murray has a couple of yards to the 21. It'll be 2nd down and 8 as Greg Jones makes the tackle.
So far in the second half, Penn State really has done an outstanding job against this very potent Ohio State offense. They have yet to come up with their first down of the second half. 6 minutes, 25 seconds, and counting down in the third quarter.
Messenger service at tight end as John Frank comes in and Brad Dwelly comes out. Cal Murray now 7 carries, 52 yards rushing. 2nd down, 8. Play action. Knocked away. Good defensive play by Pete Kugler, the defensive right tackle. Williams, the intended receiver, but the ball didn't get to his area.
Well, Kugler got that big paw up in the air, and he happened to be in the right position. As you see, Schlichter moving over to his left. Really can't see it that much, but number 68, Pete Kugler, got the hand up and batted that ball away.
Art Schlichter 0 for 3 in the second half.
We were almost conceding a record to this young quarterback after his first half performance. But, you know, in this game, they play 2 halves, not just one.
He still has 21 minutes and 10 seconds left, though. And he is an excellent one. Just a junior. 3rd down and 8. Incomplete. Going to Gary Williams. It'll be 4th down and 8. So the Penn State defense dominating the early going in the second half.
That time, Williams was out on the left flank, and he had one back come up and play him short. And what Schlichter was trying to do is to find that little seam or that area right past the first man right here. As you see the first defensive man coming up, he's playing that area. There's an area right there between the 2 defensive players. If you can get the ball to him, it's a good completion. But that time it was too high and too far.
Tom Orris to kick. There is no wind today. Fielded at the 42-yard line by Jonathan Williams.
Look out.
Williams to the 50, to the 40. Williams to the 30. Williams to the 25-yard line. 32 yards on the return. Orris made the tackle. The punt covered 37 yards.
Very close to breaking that one all the way, but it was an excellent return. Puts Penn State right now in excellent field position. As you can see right now, Williams fields that ball. Good block right there. Another good block. Now he finds the seam, and he's going up along the sidelines. sideline happened to be to the advantage of Ohio State because he only had one way to do it. That was break back inside.
And Williams is a freshman. A gain of a yard to the 25. Epitropoulos makes the tackle. Mike Meade, the fullback, is the man who carried. It'll be 2nd down and 9.
Talking about freshmen, they used to think that freshmen couldn't play this game at the collegiate level, but we're finding out more and more. Not only can they play, but they are major contributors to winning football teams.
Mike Abner pointed out that Bob Jaggers had an ankle injury. He's out of the ball game. He was in for that last play. I'll explain it all after this play if I have time. Blackledge going into the end zone. Knocked away. Incomplete. It'll be 3rd down and 9. Kenny Jackson, the intended receiver. He was open for a moment.
Kenny Jackson went from offense to defense, and it was a good play by this young man here, a freshman, who is the leading receiver and the big threat. It was the old hook and go, as you can see down there. But the ball is up for grabs, and he is making sure that the defensive man does not come up with it. He's stripping him of the football. That's Bob Murphy, the safety, number 28.
Now, let me go back to that Bob Jaggers story. He came in, tried to play. The ankle was bothering him. Mark Battaglia came in to replace him, and when he came in, he took Jaggers' helmet. They must have only one helmet for the Sooners. 3rd down and 8.
Blitz.
And a sack. That is the 4th sack. Todd Bell gets this one. Ohio State has 4 sacks. Penn State has 1.
And here you're going to see it. 36 is the linebacker, Merrick. He's coming in, blitzing. But the man that's going to get him is number 25, Todd Bell, right here. This young quarterback is going to have to learn when to get rid of the football and not take losses like that.
So rather than a field goal attempt, John Camaro will come in to punt as it is 4th and 20 at the 37-yard line.
A lot of times, Charlie, in a situation like that, you get rid of the football, just take your lumps.
Just trying to poach it and let it be down, but it carries into the end zone for the touchback. It'll go for a kick of 37 yards. We've got a timeout with 4:21 left to go. We're in the 3rd quarter at the 10th annual Fiesta Bowl. Dawson and myself, Charlie Jones, this Sunday on NBC Sports, 4:30 Eastern Time, for the AFC Wild Card game. It'll be the Houston Oilers going against the Oakland Raiders. Start your day with NFL 80. The host, of course, Brian Gumbel. An in-depth look at the playoffs, then get ready for the first step to the Super Bowl here on NBC Sports. Ohio State now, 1st down, their own 20-yard line. 4:21 left to go in the 3rd. Cal Murray, the tailback, will lose a couple of yards. He is cut down by Gene Gladys.
Excellent open field tackle, and once again, Penn State on the 1st down situation is stopping Ohio State. Ohio State's going to have to go to the air on 1st down, Charlie, instead of waiting until 2nd or so. But here's a really an outstanding play, an open field tackle by Gene Gladys, number 89, on Cal Murray.
And time again, over the last 4 years that we've worked together, you drilled me that 1st down is the important down from an offensive standpoint.
Well, that's right. Now, see, they made nothing. If they go and try a fake here, which they don't, it's a running play. Good run, too.
Cal Murray with a continuing effort to the 29-yard line. He has 11. It'll be 3rd and 1. Frank Case with the tackle.
Straight ahead that time, where he got into the hole very quickly. And if there is a hole there by the offensive line, and they do a good job of opening the hole there and good running, that you're going to pick up some good yardage. Now they're in a situation, it's 3rd and about 1. They can run the football.
And on a 3rd and 1, they'll go with two tight ends.
What did you say?
I'm not sure. Brad Dwelly and Ron Barwig are both in. And they have the 1st down, as Jim Gale also came in. He carries to the 33. Gain of 4, 1st down. Langford with the tackle. 2 tight ends, is that what I said?
Something like that. But
I'm working on that.
Ohio State's going to their offensive left side behind tackle Joe Smith, guard Scott Burris. You know, when you find success, you generally, it's intelligent to stay with that success. If it's to the left side, stay there until the opposition makes an adjustment.
Doug Donnelly is back in as a wide receiver, but Gale gets the call.
That's what I'm talking about. They had some success to the left side, and just to switch up, they went to the right side, and they got stopped. The right side the last time, they tried it on first down, they lost about 2 yards.
Greg Jones with the tackle. You're a great believer that if you find what you feel is a defensive weakness, you just stay at that weakness until they take it away from you.
Right. When they take it away from you, then you go someplace else. But don't change just for the sake of changing.
Second down and 7. Play action pass. Schlichter has pressure, and he is sacked. Second sack in the ball game for Penn State, and it was Pete Kugler who got him. He's got both of the sacks.
Credit, fine defensive play by Penn State in the secondary, because he actually had a lot of time to get rid of the football had he had someone to throw the ball to, but he didn't. Pete Kugler, 68, defensive tackle, has been applying some pressure on Schlichter this afternoon.
It'll be third down and 16, a loss of 9 on the play. Ohio State has converted 5 of 10 third down opportunities. Schlichter to throw, blitz. He is sacked. Matt Bradley got him this time. That is the third sack for the Nittany Lions.
One thing about the play pass and rolling, you turn your back to one side, and what happened, both outside men were on delayed blitzes. No one touched either one of them. He's coming back here, sort of faking, but rolling to his left. And he sees a man to his right, but over to the other side comes a defensive man that he was going to pinch him no matter what happened.
Loss of 10, 4th and 26. Tom Morris to kick. Williams and Bow set for the return. It is taken by Jonathan Williams. Williams to the right side, to the 40, and then down at the 37-yard line in Ohio State territory. A 37-yard kick and an 18-yard return. Let's go down to Mike Hafner.
Charlie, here's an interesting injury report as it concerns Ohio State. Janikiewski, the field goal kicker, has pulled a groin muscle and the muscle also in the top part of his thigh. He may not be able to kick, and so it's up to Atha now for not only kickoffs, but for field goals and extra points.
But don't forget that last year, Bob Atha booted a 50-yard field goal, so he's not too shabby. 37-yard line, Ohio State, Penn State with the ball. First down. Curt Warner has a couple of yards. Vince Skillings and Marcus Merrick stop him. It'll be second down and 8.
I'll tell you, that big offensive tackle for Penn State, number 77, Bill Dugan, I understand why he's All-American. He just buried a man out there that time, pulling out, blocking. Number 77, here it is, right there. He's working on Deandra, Mike Deandra, number 96. Excellent block.
He took him out of the play and out of the television camera, too. Scoville, the tight end, in motion. Blackledge throws into coverage. It's incomplete, 4-yard line.
Two pass receivers in the same area, which is not very good, because I thought he was throwing the ball to Brad Scoville. It ended up that Jackson was down there. Here he is rolling to his left, and throwing on the run is tough. But you see both receivers in the same area. One defensive man can actually guard both of them.
And this time it was Ray Ellis who made the defensive play. It'll be third down and 8 as Joel Coles comes in. Number 82, Kenny Jackson, is in the slot on the left side. Coles in motion.
They're coming after him again. He better get rid of it. Got to be wide open.
The tight end has it. Scoville, 9-yard line. 26 yards. First and goal to go. Skillings makes the tackle. Here it is.
They were coming after him, and he sees it coming, gets rid of the ball straight down the middle to the tight end, makes an excellent catch right here. Skillings was trailing him, but they had a blitz on that time, which meant it was man-to-man coverage in that secondary.
Scoville with 18 receptions during the regular season, averaging just over 15 a catch. Into the third quarter with the score, Ohio State 19 and Penn State 17. We'll be right back to the Fiesta Bowl right after these messages from your local station.
Monday from the people who brought you...
got his message across to the Nittany Lions in the talk in the locker room at halftime, because they have changed this thing around, and Ohio State really is fortunate to still be ahead.
Blackledge, the quarterback for Penn State, completing 7 of 21, 113 yards. McCluskey goes in motion at tight end. Coles goes inside the 5. We'll call it the 4-yard line. He has 5 at second down goal to go. Vince Skillings, who blocked the field goal attempt, is the man who made the tackle.
Quickness by the tailbacks of Penn State University, and Joe Coles is one of them. Here you're going to take a look right now. Man in motion, coming to the outside. He just barely, if he'd have been able to cut a little quicker, there was a seam there. He wouldn't have run into anybody, and a chance he would have gotten into the end zone.
Second down goal to go. They go with the power eye as Jonathan Williams comes in. They go left, they give to Williams. If they go right, no, they go right to Williams. He's got a touchdown, Jonathan Williams. This is the same play that Blackledge scored off of, and he did it on a bootleg.
And you might have noticed, Charlie, that he carried out his fake after he handed the ball off, hoping to get Ohio State to stand still for just a fraction of a second. But you got excellent blocking up there by Penn State. They're doing a good job up on that offensive line. There isn't really any mystery about scoring points when you get down near the goal line. Somebody has got to control the line of scrimmage. That occasion, Penn State did it.
And Penn State calls for a timeout. The score is 23-19. They may well decide to go for 2 rather than 1. And while they work that out, let's go back to the touchdown.
Well, Williams, number 44, is the ball carrier. Both backs out in front. Good block by Moore, number 48. Or was that Meade, 38?
Meade. It was Meade.
Now, the quarterback, when he hands the ball off, should continue his fake. And you see right here is what I'm talking about. The young quarterback is carrying out his fake. That will get the attention of the defense, because the last time they ran that play, he didn't hand off to the back. He kept it himself and walked in for a touchdown. Or he didn't walk, he ran in.
Now, after discussing it, they decided to go for the 1 point. Notice this formation, which is that interesting formation that they have used, and they faked off of it with a snap. Minard to attempt the point after. Hostetler holding. And it is good. So it is Penn State 24 and Ohio State 19 with 14 minutes and 19 seconds left in Fiesta Bowl 10. The crew and the families of NBC that have been spending Christmas here at the Fiesta Bowl. We have more than 60 people involved, and a lot of the families that are here, and this is kind of a happy holidays from all the guys and the gals that gave up their Christmas for the Fiesta Bowl, and we've enjoyed it. Ryan Franco will be kicking off for Penn State. We'll talk about that 5-point margin right after the kickoff. Taken a yard deep by Tim Spencer. Spencer returns to the 19, so he has 20 yards on the return. Let's go back now, Lynn. Why did they go for the 1 point rather than the 2 points?
Well, they got the 1 point, and they got a 5-point lead right now. If they kick a field goal, that would be an 8-point lead. If Ohio State scores and they're 8 points down late, it's going to force them to go for 2 points. Otherwise, 3 points would have been, they might have come away with no points.
Right. Okay. All right, Ohio State from their own 19-yard line, first down. Schlichter giving off to Jim Gale. Gale to the 25-yard line. He has 6. It'll be second down and 4. Still a lot of time. We're moving on the 14-minute mark. Time remaining in the game.
For these two teams, a lot of time, because they can strike very quickly.
And number 39, Dan Biondi.
I have to make another correction, because on the kickoff returns, I have been adding the yardage that the returners have been taking in the end zone. In the NCAA, it counts from the goal line. It's the reason that I've been off a couple of times. 30-yard line, a gain of 5. It is Jim Gale, and the first down.
The first down for Ohio State, I believe, isn't it?
In the second half? Second.
Second first down.
But this drive, now from the 19 to the 30 of 11 yards, they now have plus 11 yards total offense. in the second half. But they need to keep it going.
And I don't believe Schlichter has any yards himself, does he? He had 244 in the first half passing the football.
You're right. 30-yard line. Steve Griffiths with that last tackle.
Draw play. Good
right up the middle. Tim Spencer, the fullback. 39-yard line. It'll be second down and 1. And again, we go back to that key first down play.
Well, you get the kind of, this is a draw play here as you look at Spencer running through it, and fine blocking by Ohio State. But now they're in a situation with second and less than 1 yard to go. You can do a lot of things because the defense is going to have to play run first.
First down, Jim Gale. 41-yard line. They stay on the ground. He picks up a couple. Chet Parlavecchio makes the tackle. I was surprised on 2nd and 1 that he didn't play action and throw the ball.
I think what they've got to do, because they really haven't done anything offensively in the second half, Charlie, is to try to get something established and get that big offensive line working up there and get some yardage on the ground.
As you saw the first downs, Cal Murray back in at tailback. First down for the Buckeyes at their own 41-yard line.
Good
jumps to the outside. And then is out of bounds near the 46-yard line. He has 14 on the play.
Good move, particularly when he got in the secondary. He put a move on Paul Langford, the defensive back, that faked him completely out. Here he's trying to go inside, nothing there, and he jumps outside. Here's a move right there. Ran right around number 12, Langford.
39, Dan Biondi, now in a defensive safety, bumped him out. Cal Murray now has 75 yards rushing. Play action. First down. Schlichter can scramble. He's going to. He has learned, and he picks up 6. He's safe for 5 yards.
He must have been watching television. Some of the older quarterbacks doing that. He's young. He's only 20 years old. A lot of young quarterbacks try to bowl right into those defensive players. But you see that the quarterbacks today are better educated.
And Ohio State players shaken up on the field. Not the one that you're looking at.
If they drop that person, he's going to be hurting too.
We've got an official's timeout. 12-18 left to go in the Fiesta Bowl. Penn State leads it 24-19. The injured player, the starting left guard. And Mike Hafner is on the sideline. We'll try and get a quick report. Dave Medich has replaced him at offensive left guard. The ball at the Penn State 40-yard line. It is second down and 6. As Doug Donnelly comes wide to the near side.
You know, they've gotten away from throwing that quick out pattern to their wide receivers that was so successful in the first half.
Draw. Just a yard to the 39, so it'll be third down and 5 as Rich D'Amico makes the tackle. Tim Spencer the ball carrier. Now, let's go to the scoreboard. It's 24-19. The margin is 5 points. What happens if Ohio State scores a touchdown?
That's a good question. It's going to force them, I think, to go for 2 points, because if they score a touchdown, that would be 6, and an extra point would be 7 points. They would just be up by 2 points. A field goal would beat them.
The option of the 2-point does give you a lot of choices. Schlichter dumps it off underneath the coverage, has the first down. He comes back to Jim Gale. He wanted to go deep. Gale is in the neighborhood of the 33-yard line. He picks up the first down. Parlavecchio picks up the tackle. Mark at the 34. Now let's go down to Mike Hafner.
Here's the report on starting left guard Scott Burris. He has a torn knee ligament and will not play the rest of the day, Charlie. Sad injury.
Oh, thank you for the report, but also Anikiewski has a pulled groin muscle. He will not return, so any kicking would be done by Bob Athel. Jim Gale gets the call. 31-yard line. It'll be second down and 7. Ed Fritz makes the tackle.
For Scott Burris, that's his final game, Charlie. He's a senior out of Point Pleasant, West Virginia.
Boy, I hope they don't have to operate. I really do. Second down and 7.
I wonder knowing that he's going to throw the ball to the tight end. They haven't seen that football today.
Flag is down, and Schlichter is down. If the play stands up, it will be the 4th sack. Frank Case got him, but remember, there was a flag down. We talked about the injury to Scott Burris. Illegal procedure. It is against Ohio State. It, of course, will be refused. Let's go back and see what happened. Scott Burris is number 63.
You're going to take a look, the right part of your screen.
Illegal procedure.
Up on top, you can see right there, and you can see the leg givings underneath him. It's one part of the anatomy that was not designed to play this game.
Scott Burris. Point Pleasant, West Virginia, and as Lynn mentioned, a senior, his final game. Boy, Scott, we're really sorry it happened. Third and 18. Schlichter's pass is complete to Jim Gale. And Gale dives to the 27-yard line. He'll still be about 3 yards shy of the first down. He picks up 15. Ed Fritz with the tackle.
Here it is right here. A strong arm gets the ball to him because pressure was there. Gale gets it, gets as much as he possibly can. He knows he's not going to get the first down unless he breaks some tackles, and that's going to be virtually impossible with about 3 Penn State defenders around there. He wants to give the field goal kicker an opportunity to kick it.
And that will be Bob Atha. Ohio State calls for a timeout. They simply do not want to be rushed in this situation. So we've got a timeout. We have 9 minutes and 24 seconds left to go as NBC starts our bowl season. We'll be back in a moment. Of Ohio State, born in Pittsburgh, although he doesn't tell a lot of people that. After the decision on the sideline, they're going for it. 4th and 3. Disdaining a field goal attempt. Schlichter to throw. He's being chased. He is sacked. Way back at the 47, maybe the 48-yard line. Pete Kugler and Chet Parlavecchio got him, and that is the 5th sack for the Nittany Lions, and he loses 20 yards. They'll mark it at the 47-yard line.
They'll be thinking about this. Not only did they not get 3 points or an opportunity, but they lost a lot of yardage, giving Penn State excellent field position. 99 is Jones in pursuit, and he is actually the one that makes the stop on Schlichter. It's on about the 46-yard line now for Penn State.
Well, with a name like that, you expect him to come through under pressure, don't you?
Jones?
Of course. Penn State, they're on 47-yard line, first down, and Penn State has the lead coming from behind. It is 24-19. Mike Meade, now the fullback, is the ball carrier, and he picks up 4 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 6. Marcus Merrick makes the tackle. Official attendance is 66,739. A sellout crowd at Fiesta Bowl 10.
Ohio State's got to force something now. They've got to get up that line of scrimmage and try to force a turnover.
Curt Warner, the tailback, to the 45-yard line. A gain of 4. It'll be 3rd down and 2. Nick Miller now in on defense for the Buckeyes making the tackle. And I'm wondering, with the normal field goal kicker, Volodya Anikievsky out with a groin injury, although Bob Atha has kicked a 50-yard field goal. That was last year. If there was a little question in their mind on the field goal.
Well, I think they're looking to go for a touchdown because 3 points would still keep them behind by 2.
3rd down and 2. Scoville in motion. The tailback, Warner, spinning off of tacklers. He was literally stopped at the 45, the line of scrimmage. Did a quick 360 to his left. May pick up the first down.
Charlie, that's what I was talking about a while ago, about this good running back, that when they are hit, they have the ability to move and to spin. That time he did a great spin, and if it's a first down, it's only because that Warner made this move right here. You're going to see he can run nailed right into somebody right here. Bang. Now the spin right here. And the legs keep driving and picking up a couple of additional yards. Enough for the first down.
43-yard line of Ohio State, first down. Now with 7:55 left to go in the game.
As I said, Ohio State's got to get that ball and turn it over. 7:45 and counting down. They can't afford to let Penn State have this football too much longer. They're all bunched up there.
The margin is 5 points. Garrity in motion. 40-yard line, a gain of 3. Mike Mead carries as we pause briefly for station identification. This is the NBC Television Network.
WWLP TV 22 Springfield.
Pick up 3 yards on the play.
This is Charlie Jones, Lynn Dawson. Fiesta Bowl 10. Mike Hafner joining us on the sideline with just over 7 minutes left to go. It is Penn State 24, Ohio State 19, and Ohio State led at halftime by 9, 19-10. But the Nittany Lions have shut them out in the second half. Curt Warner carries over the right side, and Warner, early on in the ball game, the first offensive series for Penn State went 64 yards for the opening score. This time, Nick Miller makes the tackle.
And it's a good thing that Nick Miller was there to make the tackle because there was a big hole. He closed it in a hurry. Had he not made that tackle, it would have been a first down for Penn State. Something that Ohio State cannot afford to let the Nittany Lions do. And that's maintain control of that football because it means it's winding down the clock.
Curt Warner has rushed for 156 yards. It's 3rd and 5.
Look at here. Look at here.
Was that Coles? Yes. Coles made a mistake, the running back. I hope we have it pass complete to Scoville. But Joel Coles, number 20 in the backfield, started in motion, knew he was in trouble, stopped, and when he stopped, he was turned away from the line of scrimmage. But a heads-up play saved them a penalty.
But Charlie, he was in position to run fast the other way in case there was a fumble or something. But that was one of the strangest things that I've ever seen.
Or in case Joe Paterno saw him, he was going to run very quickly. So it will be 4th down and a yard. Penn State, they do not want to make a mistake. 5:51 left to go in the game. They take a timeout, and we'll join them. We'll be back in a moment. It went off like he was going to take a timeout, but our alert NBC crew, led by Ken Edmondson and Ken Pouch, said he's not going to, and he didn't. Jonathan Williams. Ohio State holds, and they take over on down. So indecision on the part of the Nittany Lions could well be the factor that cost him the football because he was running out of time on the 25-second clock.
He also had the outside. Had he jumped to the outside, he might have had a good shot of picking up that first down.
You said Ohio State needed the football, and they now have it at their own 35-yard line, first down.
Ohio State has less than 40 yards in total offense in the second half. They've got about 33 or 34 yards in total offense. So Penn State has been shutting them down in the second half.
Doug Donnelly coming wide to the near side. They go to the tailback, Jim Gale. Couple of yards to the 37. It'll be 2nd and 8. Chet Parlavecchio makes the tackle. Mike Hafner, who has joined us on the telecast, has been concentrating on Doug Donnelly of Ohio State and Kenny Jackson of Penn State. They're two great receivers, as Mike was an All-American receiver at UCLA. They haven't been throwing the ball in the second half, though.
They haven't been doing anything in the second half. As I said, that's less than, I think, 40 yards in total offense so far in the second half. They were very successful in the first half, getting the ball to Williams. Not in the second half.
Here's the screen pass, and it is complete to Jim Gale. But a good defensive play will cost a yard. Back to the 36. It was Gene Gladys. 3rd down and 9. I'm coming.
They've been putting a lot more pressure on Schlichter in the second half than as opposed to the first half. And what they've been doing, they've been blitzing him more, making him get rid of that football. And on the occasion, last time they had it on that 4th down situation when they went for it, he lost a lot of yardage on it because they had the blitz on.
3rd down and 9. The Buckeyes have converted 6 of 14 3rd down opportunities. Schlichter throws very quickly, and it's a bit low for Gary Williams. It is incomplete. He had a lot of pressure.
Once again, Penn State going after this quarterback because in the first half he had time to throw and he was picking them apart. In the second half, they decided to change their strategy and go after him, and it has been successful for Penn State.
Giuseppe Hera has had the defensive coverage for Penn State. Tom Morris is in to kick. 4 minutes and 12 seconds left in the game. Jonathan Williams, Kevin Bow, the deep backs on the return. Good kick. Bow chases it back to the 10-yard line. Slips the tackle. He's to the 15. He has 5 yards on the return, and that kick covered 52 yards. 4 minutes exactly left to go as Penn State leads it 24-19. A gorgeous afternoon in Tempe, Arizona, the 10th annual Fiesta Bowl. Penn State with a 5-point lead and the football at their own 15-yard line. Jackson in motion. Gets back to the line of scrimmage. What happened? Did he miss the handoff?
There was a mix-up on the handoff, and it was a good move on his part not to take a chance. One place they don't want to give up the football is down on the 15-yard line, where Ohio State only have to go 15 yards to score.
Mike DeAndrea making the tackle.
Take a look at Ohio State defensively, particularly on first down. There's about 7 men up on or very close to that line of scrimmage. What they're doing, they're playing the run first.
The draw. Jumping to the outside is Booker Moore. 22-yard line, so he has 7. It will be 3rd down and 3. So Penn State in the second half has a total offense of 158 yards. Ohio State 35 yards.
Well, you take a look at what the different halves are. Booker Moore making a good move. Looked like he was going to be tackled down by the line of scrimmage, but it actually picked up about 6 or 7 yards. But this game has changed around. 35 yards for Ohio State in total offense the second half.
3rd down and 3.
It's a big play right here for both teams.
Flag is down. Blackledge is down. We'll have to see what the marker is about, and another flag is dropped. So while we sort out the flags, we'd like to express our appreciation to Chuck Martin, the president of the Fiesta Bowl, Bruce Skinner, the executive director, Rock Stewart, member of the board of directors, Billy Shoddy, that is the liaison.
Offense. Face mask. Defense. Penalties cancel. We'll replay the down.
Okay. They'll replay it. The men that we were just talking about, the liaison of the Fiesta Committee, for their super organization and cooperation. Also want to thank Dick Sapra, Steve Snap, our 2 spotters, and Greg Harney from Arizona State, our statistician. Thank you, gentlemen. Outstanding job in the booth today. So we'll go back to 3rd down and 3. 2.5 minutes left to go. Ohio State hurt by that penalty flag because they could have refused it. And Penn State would have been kicking, and of course the clock continues to move.
He's got running room
for the 1st down, and he does, and goes out of bounds. Todd Blackledge, the freshman. Now that flag looms large in the possible outcome of this game.
Particularly since it was grabbing the face mask, because Blackledge was completely stymied on that last play when they threw the flag for face masking. Now rolling to his right, option runner pass. If he gets outside the contained man like he does, he knows he's to put that ball under his arm and get that 1st down, because that's the important thing. He jumps out of bounds. Penn State still has possession of the football. 2:12 remaining in this football game, and right now they're enjoying a 5-point lead.
Todd Blackledge, the freshman quarterback of Penn State. He comes from good stock. His father was a former head coach at Kent State. Coles in motion. Booker Moore carries. Line of scrimmage at 27. He does not pick up any yardage. It'll be 2nd down and 10. And Ohio State stops the clock with a timeout. We've got 2:04 left to go. Penn State has the lead, and the seconds left to go. Boy, we've had two separate ball games in the first half and the second half.
Remember when the Buckeyes took a timeout to make a decision whether to go for a field goal attempt or go for it on fourth down? They took a timeout then. Now they're down to one timeout remaining in this ball game.
Second down and 10.
Look out.
Pulls first down and keeps going. Finally caught from behind at the 39-yard line of Ohio State by Vince Skilling.
Defensively for Ohio State, they were hoping to stop Penn State. They had most of their men up on the line of scrimmage, but if you get through the hole up front, and they do right there, there isn't anybody right there. The linebackers are going toward the backfield, trying to stop the play, and that ended up 34-yard gain. They're on the 40-yard line of Ohio State right now. 1:48 and counting down in this ball game.
Ohio State won the first half 19-10. Penn State is winning the second half 14-0. A gain of a yard by Booker Moore to the 39. It'll be second down and 9.
Notice he had both arms wrapped around that football, and I'm sure that the quarterback is telling them to do exactly that, because Paterno was telling the quarterback to tell them that when they had the last time out.
And Ohio State takes their last time out. Be sure to order your 1981 Rose Bowl program now. This collector's edition contains over 140 pages of in-depth scouting reports, special features on past Rose Bowl games, a section on the record holders, and a review of the past season in words and pictures. Send $5 to Touchdown, Post Office Box 3838, San Francisco, California. The zip is 94119. It is a great collector's item, the 1981 Rose Bowl program. And if you're like me, when you hear about this on television, there's no way you have a pencil and paper with you. So I will give you 10 seconds to get your
10? That's all, just 10?
Just 10. You've got to hurry. Send $5. Here's that address again, to Touchdown. Post Office Box is 3838, San Francisco, California. The zip is 94119, a great collector's item. That will be the 1981 Rose Bowl program. And be sure to join Dick Enberg and Merlin Olsen for NBC's Rose Bowl coverage this year. Second down and 9. 1:30. And the Buckeyes cannot stop the clock. Booker Moore carries to the 37, so it'll be third down and 7.
And that quarterback should take all of the 25 seconds that he possibly can. He's going to have to take a look at the clock if he can see it down there, depending on where the sun is, where they can see the big scoreboard, because they do not have the 25-second clock on both ends of the field like so many stadiums have.
Third down and 7. Time of possession, just a couple of minutes more for Ohio State over Penn State at this point. Right now, Penn State has the football, and that's what counts.
It's all over
the first down. This is good. Booker Moore scores. The senior from Flint, Michigan.
Look at Penn State. Look at the players.
9 yards a carry, and the Penn State bench is in the end zone. Let's listen.
He's got both arms wrapped around the football, making sure that he doesn't give it up. But now he sees lots of daylight, and great running by Booker Moore gets him into the end zone. And a victory for the Nittany Lions of Penn State.
That makes it 30-19 with the extra point upcoming. Herb Minhart will be attempting the play. The Nittany Lions call for a timeout. And let's pick up the sideline sound of the leader, Penn State.
Going out a winner, all right.
Remember how this game started out? Penn State going 64 yards for a touchdown. Then Ohio State coming back and completely dominating the first half. Schlichter had 244 yards passing in the first half. In the second half, he has had a few, maybe. But they've lost more in their passing game than they've won.
And that is the other side of the coin. Doug Donnelly of the Ohio State Buckeyes.
Well, that was the story of this game. Schlichter was able to get the ball to his wide receivers in the first half. In the second half, he was not able to do that. 2 reasons. One, they start doubling up on the wide receivers with the defensive players. And secondly, they put the pressure on Schlichter.
And also you can go back. It's always tough to point a finger at a particular play, but the flag against Ohio State on the offsetting penalties, then that meant that Penn State would have had to kick and Ohio State would have had a chance with the football. I tell you one thing, this young man, Art Schlichter, is a dynamite quarterback. And the young freshman, Todd Blackledge, coming into his own in the second half. Extra point is good.
Blackledge, remember, picked up a very important first down. He rolled out right after the offsetting penalties. He rolled out to his right. He did not put the ball up in the air because he saw that he could pick up the first down. He made that first down, and so that Penn State maintained possession of that football.
And it's 31-19 with 45 seconds left. Are those official? We have the most valuable players offensively from Penn State. It is Curt Warner, and defensively from Penn State, it is Frank Case. It's a shame that they cannot have outstanding players for the first half and for the second half, because it was really two different ball games.
But it was.
That's right. But like you said earlier, you play 60 minutes.
For Ohio State, number 14, Victor Langley, and number 20.
But boy, this has been a good ball game. I really enjoyed it. Two outstanding, well-coached teams from Penn State and Ohio State. Franco kicking off. Picked up at the 8-yard line. Lindsey on the return. And he comes out to about the 28-yard line, has 21 yards on the return. 39 seconds left. Let's see if Schlichter can do it now and do it.
Well,
very
he's going to put the ball up in the air, but you're going to see Penn State defensive backs probably 30 yards deep or 20, 25 yards anyway. Conceding anything in front, Ohio State has no timeouts remaining. They can let Ohio State catch the football and tackle them in play. Of course, they're going to move the chains on the first down, but it's virtually impossible to overcome the lead that Penn State has right now.
Schlichter going deep over the middle. The pass is complete. 49-yard line and a first down.
That only took 7 seconds, Charlie, for the whole thing, and Ohio State's going to...
They're ready to go before the chains are, and that is very good coaching.
The offensive lineman should be down in a three-point stance right now, because they're going to take some time. When they turn that thing, it's going to take them time. That's 2, 3 seconds to get down and get the play off. But it should only take 1.
Schlichter going deep. There's nobody there. It'll be incomplete. That stops the clock with 23 seconds.
He wanted to do that anyway. It's stopping the clock.
Second down and 10.
Because downs don't make any difference now. 23 seconds remaining in this game. They've got to hit now a touchdown and hope for an onside kick recovery.
Thad Jemison comes in. Doug Donnelly, wide receiver for the Buckeyes, 4 receptions, 102 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Gary Williams, a career-high wide receiver, 7 yards, 107 receptions, 117 yards, and a touchdown. And that was all in the first half. They have not caught a ball in the second half to Donnelly. Almost intercepted by Paul Langford.
He put that ball in the air at least 60 to 65 yards.
Strong arm.
That's all he can do right now. What they should do is, I think, what a lot of pro teams do, put 3 receivers over here on the same side. You got a man like Donnelly, who is the fastest man on Ohio State's team. Put 3 burners over there on one side and let him go upfield and hope for something. Because that's
you can use the Minnesota Viking play. Squadron right, squadron fly that we saw. The squadron pray, I think, is part of it, as Ahmad Rashad caught it and won that ball game. Boy, what a great one that was. This is 3rd down and 10. 15 seconds left. Schlichter has a little pressure. Rolls. He is rolling left and still puts the ball about 60 yards in the air, and it is incomplete around the 9-yard line. He's going to Cedric Anderson. So it will be 4th down and 10 now with 6 seconds left on the clock. Schlichter will have one more opportunity to throw to the end zone.
That's all he can do, and he really didn't have men deep that time. They were running patterns down deep, but they were not going toward the end zone. Had they even made the catch, they'd have been tackled. And
Earle Bruce, the head coach of the Ohio State Buckeyes, one of the truly fine gentlemen, not only in this business, but in all businesses. Art Schlichter has completed 19 of 34. He has had an interception, 286 yards passing, and thrown for 3 touchdowns. 4th down and 10. And we'll have a call that will go against Greg Jones. He jumped off sides, made contact prior to the ball being snapped.
He's pointing an accusing finger, though.
Of course we do. I always point to you, and I make a mistake, don't I? The Jones boys have to stick together.
Illegal procedure, Penn State.
Well, the men in the striped shirt, they weren't going to buy that story.
No, but they've done a good job today, haven't they? All from the Southwest Conference, led by Ken Faulkner. The others are Zeke Martin, Buddy Coleman, Bobby Brooks, George Sladkey, and Dan Wolford. So it is 4th down and 5, but the important number is 6 seconds left on the clock. Pass is complete to Donnelly. Donnelly has it at the 32. He is down at the 28-yard line as time runs out. So Doug Donnelly with his final reception. That is his 5th of the ball game. It's over here. The final is Penn State 31 to Ohio State's 19.